That'd be kind of cool, dude. All right, says that we are live. So, guys, we are live. We're going to be live from our YouTube, our Facebook, and our Twitter. Host Ked here, joined by co-host Brownie. Before we get into the music, I just want to break something down for you guys. Key sparkling water.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You're doing this.
Oh, don't be waiting me in the middle of an ad read, Brownie. What do we got going on? We got 7 people fucking looking at this. Key sparkling water, guys. My favorite thing, made in the USA. They come in 3 different flavors as of right now. Blood, orange, cherry. We got pineapple, passion fruit. And we also have key lime. Again, this is made with real fruit. Let me just kind of read what's on the can. Real fruit, shenanigan free. Right amount of bubbles, hydration, built to crush. These are tough cans for hardworking hands. Something I don't have, but I'm trying to figure that out. This is keysparklingwater.com. If you head over, promo code TMS24 will save you 20%. I do like the blood orange cherry. The key lime's pretty good. I'm trying to get into the passion fruit. Again, you can mix this with anything too. You got your vodka, you got your whiskeys, whatever you want to do. But if you don't want to do any of that, it's good. Like typical seltzer, you drink it and you feel like you're 400 pounds because of how many bubbles there are. Here, no, pretty light. So again, guys, that's Key Sparkling Water. Head on over. 20% TMS24. Brownie, when you leave the house, dude, what are the 3 things you look for when you leave the house?
I only look for 2 because I leave my wallet in my truck, but it's phone.
Well, let's just say if it was wallet. If you're looking
phone, wallet, and keys. Yeah.
Phone, wallet, and key, guys. See what they did there. So that's Key Sparkling Water. TMS24 saves you 20%. And let's just kind of get into this podcast here.
Whoa, what?
The countdown going on right now. Morrow up to Schultz. 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles?
Fuck yeah, welcome to the morning skate. Only Brownie wants to talk when I'm hitting a thing for intro music. What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
No, I was gonna say, like, keep your head on a swivel for the possibility of Key Sparkling Water sweaty gear, right? Is that a flavor that could be coming?
Oh yeah, so I talked to them about that. They didn't think it was as funny as we did. So I don't know if it's gonna play or not, but yeah, welcome back. 23 is like more than what we normally have when we just fucking grip it and rip it.
2024.
No, dude, people watching right now. Brownie,
I just knocked 2 people off with that comment.
Yep, and another 2. The people are fucking leaving because it's 2023, Ked. But what's going on, buddy? We had a good week, right? Fucking Beanpot was pretty.
Is that an Albany River Rat sweatshirt you got on there?
Yeah, this was made by a company 2 buttons deep. I think that they got the old cease and desist that they can't keep making them. So I got like one of the originals.
That's a good logo.
It's one of the better logos in hockey, honestly, but
very underrated. Yeah.
So I just wanted to say hello to everybody, new listeners, new watchers. Again, if you're listening to this on the podcast, this would be Thursday morning. If you're watching it live, thank you guys for tuning in. We've officially hit the 10,000 club on Facebook. I'm fucking super fired up about it. 10K. I wish we had like a glitter bomb or something like that. But everybody, thank you guys for tuning in.
I did that before, remember?
I don't know. Yeah, there was something weird. We had a meeting with Ken, and you just started like snapping your fingers, and fireworks just started. It was bizarre. I don't know. But
I did something, and fireworks exploded on the screen, and none of us know how.
Not a fucking clue. But it's morning skate different. Sometimes a little bit of a razzle dazzle to it. What's going on with you, dude? How's everything going?
Nothing. I mean, we'll get into it during the Northeastern section, but what a time. Boots on the ground at the Beanpot. Big time J journalist hobnobbing with the elite.
Yeah, you guys are actually listening to a media credentialed podcast.
Now, yeah. Can we say we're the official podcast of Northeastern? We gotta run that one by Delaney, maybe.
Yeah, dude, run it by Delaney. But if we could do that, that'd be kind of cool.
That'd be sick. Yeah, we're going to clean it up a little. But yeah, no, it's a good time. If you saw any of our Twitter pictures from last night, that was me basically running loose in the TD Garden and taking pictures and just walking around going. So I'm just going to tell you this story, then we'll get into everything. But so I walk in, I don't know where I'm going, what I'm doing. It's much different than walking into Matthews, right? I walk in and they go, yeah, go up the elevator. And the girl was so nice to me. And she's like, you know where you're going? I'm like, I have no idea. She goes, do you want help? I go, I'll figure it out. I'm early.
You're fucking lost.
so I'm supposed to go to the 9th floor. I get off on the 6th floor because the elevator only went that high. I got in the wrong elevator, apparently. So and they had, for the first game, they had the lower level only open at TD Garden. The balcony was closed. I am literally walking around the balcony in the concourse, Not a single person.
Kind of cool, dude. So
It was really cool. And then I see some kid, he's like security. He's like, "Hey man, how you doing?" I'm like, "Good." He goes, "You good?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just walking around." He's like, "All right." And I walked all the way around and came back to him. He goes, "What are you doing, laps?" And I go, "No, I don't know where I'm supposed to be." And
You're like,
me and him had the nicest conversation. And he told me, shout out to this guy. I wish I got his name, but shout out to him. They stay overnight at the TD Garden and clean it to get ready for the Bruins that are playing now.
well, you know what they need to do is they need to pull one out of the Arian Foster playbook and clean up your row, dude. Isn't that one of the things that you're telling me about?
You know what? That's something else. The media guy who was sitting near me, I don't want to say his outlet or anything, left all his shit.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah, just pick up after yourself. Don't be a fucking animal,
Yeah, I cleaned up for him. So
that's good, dude. Ever since we had that conversation, I always kind of put the carts back, but I definitely make sure I put the carts back now. Have you ever accidentally taken like the shopping cart things that you like put stuff in? Like if you don't want like the cart, like basket. Have you ever shop with the basket? Have you ever accidentally taken one of those by accident?
What, like home?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I know somebody who did recently, and it's been quite the game changer for them. Because New York doesn't have plastic bags anymore.
Most places don't. We don't have them here either.
Yeah, well, Nashville did. It was sick. It was one of the coolest things about it. Actually, shout out to this one
just get recyclable
Valero in Boston Spa. They still do plastic bags. They still have like, when you pump your gas and you get to a certain spot and it locks in, or at least it used to.
Yeah.
In New York, they don't have those anymore. This Valero, dude, they got plastic bags. They got the right.
Why don't you just
use dude? It's an elite
recyclable grogrocery bags?
I always forget.
Not recyclable, reusable. Sorry.
I always forget, and I'm not saying I'm the one. I'm not saying I'm the one who took the basket. I just know that somebody that I know has taken the basket.
My God,
it's been a game changer.
Quite the crime ring going over there between supermarket baskets and catalytic converters. You guys
again. It's not me. And also everybody who's listening, all these new listeners, I swear I'm not an outlaw. And secondly, with the new listeners, new like followers that we have going on, we're getting a lot of requests for merch. I went and played pond hockey the other night. I reached
out to my merch person today and I was like, "Hey, I've been leaving you messages." I texted her. I'm like, "I've been leaving you messages at your office. If you don't want to do this, that's fine, but let me know, because I don't want to be the dick that goes somewhere else."
No, let's be the dick to go somewhere else. You don't want us. Well, we don't want you. We don't want you if you don't want us.
I'm on it this week. Don't worry.
Yep. And we have a message on our Instagram. I think I want you to look at with a hockey jersey company potentially that could get involved. And they do really cool shit. They do hoodies and hats and stuff. So that could be also
number 28. And if 28's not available, number 12.
Well, all right. So again, we're 8 minutes in here. People are still listening. Thank you, guys, everybody.
Right,
let's talk some fucking hockey. So Mea Culpas. Well, let's talk about what we fucked up last week first.
Hi, this is Mea Culpa, and I'm here to introduce the Morning Skates Mea Culpas with Ked and Brownie.
So, Mea Culpas, here we go. Last week, we were recording during a Bruins game, much like tonight, and they won against Colorado. I said Pasta had 2 goals. His empty net goal was for the hat trick. So my apologies to Pasta. I'm sure he's a listener. Yep. This one, I forgot this too. On the first teddy bear toss, Shane Doan had the primary assist. That's pretty cool.
Kind of cool, dude. I don't think you find that stat. Actually, Brownie, how did you find that?
I have no idea.
That's wild. Okay.
I was trying to find the guy. That's why.
The Morning Skate difference. Shane Doan with the primary. Yep, love that.
All right, so the WWE Network, remember we were talking about this?
Love wrestling.
The WWE Network is available only on Peacock Premium for $5.99 a month. But, I'll keep going. But you get all the pay-per-views. They have a minimum of 1 pay-per-view per month, but sometimes they do as many as 3 in a month. So for $72 a year, you get a minimum of 12 pay-per-views. And I have like halfway talked myself into buying this.
This is a fucking
doing this research.
An absolute steal. Now this might have been me being like a kid, but I feel like when I was a kid, wasn't like SummerSlam like $100? I
thought WrestleMania was like $50, right?
Yeah, I felt like it was really expensive. Maybe it's just because I was a kid and everything like seemed like it was that much more expensive.
I might sign up for this for WrestleMania. I might.
So our hockey podcast is slowly turning into a WWE podcast, which we.
I feel like there's some crossover there. And then the last 2 more. The last Blockbuster is still open in Bend, Oregon. I said Portland. I was close. It has been the last Blockbuster store since 2020. Blockbuster peaked in 2004 with over 9,000 stores globally, and they were pulling in $5.9 billion in revenue.
If I had fuck you money, like this, that'd be a place that I'd want to go. I'd want to go to Bend, Oregon to visit.
Just to go there.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like someone at Blockbuster HQ was like, streaming? That's never gonna work.
That ain't gonna work. These VCRs are indestructible, dude. Cockroaches and VCRs.
Weren't Blockbusters around long enough to get DVDs?
They were, dude. I think we were at the Blu-ray.
All right.
I don't know. 04, dude. That was a while ago.
All right, so then the last one. This isn't really a mea culpa, but just I don't know if you saw any of the highlights from Jason Kelsey at the game, like with Bill's Mafia ripping beers and stuff.
Yep.
And it just made me think of this. Who would you rather gas beers with, Jason Kelsey or Brady Tkachuk?
I really like Brady Tkachuk. I think he'd be really cool to hang out with, but I just think that Jason Kelsey brings a completely different element to it. Like he just seems like a very, very just like lovable dude. Like just like salt of the earth.
Yeah.
He is, dude. Like how he met his wife and how he like wanted to propose to her, and he said he had to take a shit, but she's like, there's no way that your shits take years. And that was 2 minutes.
I don't know if you heard the story when they were going into the box. Taylor Swift was there, right? And this was his first time meeting her, and his wife was like, "You got to keep it under control." He's like, "Fuck that." When he's like, "When I met you, I was blackout drunk, so I was gonna set the bar." He seems like a great guy.
It's like every girl has that one quote where it's like, if you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. And that's Jason Kelsey. That's how he lives his life. So
that's fair.
Yep.
All right, go ahead. That's it for me.
6 taps for Jason Kelsey. All right, well, now we're going to get into some NHL in the news if you guys are still listening.
All right, let's get this out of the way. Go ahead.
Yeah, so scandal. The NHL
continuing an ongoing scandal.
Yeah, the NHL has been all over the place so far this year. So it came out that police in London, Ontario have asked 5 unnamed members of Team Canada from the 2018 World Junior Championship team to surrender to face charges of sexual assault. The players have not been charged yet, but have been given a set period of time to present themselves to London police headquarters. There are some pretty big NHL names on this roster. The case was originally closed, kind of swept under the rug in 2019 with no charges and reopened in 2022. I'm pretty sure it went to civil court.
It was a settlement outside
settlement.
Yeah.
Right.
That means here, take your money and go away.
Exactly. It didn't go away. It was reopened in 2022. Hockey Canada has stated that no players from this roster will be allowed to play for Canada's team in any IIHF event in the foreseeable future. So there are some names of players and teams where players have taken indefinite absences, coincidentally, within the last couple days, and they were also on this team. So
the 5 guys were all on this team. This is all alleged. It could be coincidence, right? We want to make sure we say this. Everyone's innocent until proven guilty. But the 5 players were Cal Foote and Michael McLeod or McLeod?
McLeod from the Jersey Devils.
Carter Hart from the Flyers, Dylan Dubé from the Flames, and Alex Formenton, who left his team in Switzerland. So again, allegedly, these guys are not convicted criminals. It still has to go to court. The actual players have to be charged. This is all alleged, but I hope that if these guys are found guilty, the NHL comes down on them with a fucking hammer, because
they probably are.
This is horrible, dude. And I forgot about the case. I kind of read a little bit about it today, and it was not only did they assault this young woman, there was like an older guy who was part of the team, like support. Well, they don't know his role. And he was like almost like trafficking this girl in the bar. It was horrible.
Yeah, that's rough. That's I mean, a whole lot of allegeds, because we don't want to just be like, blah, 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 and it's until proven guilty or whatever. I think we kind of all just wish that, like, the people that are named here that we just kind of brought up had nothing to do with it. Like that would be kind of nice. I kind of wish nobody had anything to do with it. Like that would be even better. Yeah. But
just remember the golden rule: treat women like you would, like you'd want your mom or your sister treated.
Yeah, I was just kind of
do, man.
Yeah, mine was just more like my dad kind of put the fear of God in me in terms of like how you treat women. So it's like if you ever didn't treat a woman the right way, you'd hear about it, you'd feel it. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like one of those, hey, just don't do bad shit to him. So it's a rough go. This took over, by the way. Like this is just Rick Westhead. That was like his thing. He came out and he uncovered some stuff. So
Bruins just got on the board 2-1. They're trailing Carolina with 18 minutes left in the third.
In case anybody was wondering. All right. So
that's the benefit of a live podcast, man.
Yeah. NHL stars of the week. Let's move on from that. We can both agree that was awful, but let's try to get some hockey talk. So, Kirill Kaprizov, Kirill the Thrill, Minnesota Wild, 5 goals, 3 assists, and 8 games played, or 8 points in 4 games played. One of the dirtiest players in the league, David Pastrnak, 5 goals, 2 assists, 7 points, and 3 games played. In my opinion, he should still have been suspended from that hit on Ryan Lindgren, but the NHL just kind of lets people go along their merry way. And then Logan Thompson, Vegas Golden Knights, he was 3-1 in his last 4. I wish some of our bloggers would like listen to these and chime in the comments, because Kirill Kaprizov has had like a weird year. I'm pretty sure. I remember at the beginning of the year, the Minnesota Wild, like beat reporters were all over this guy. Like, he's not scoring. Is he still hurt? This and that. Like, it was kind of like, oh shit, what's going on with Kirill? But it seems like he figured it out. 4 games played, 5 goals, 3 assists, 8 points. That's what we like to see. Pastrnak again, probably.
I'm getting chirped on my phone that we looked weathered and terrible.
Who chirped you that? Poppycock, dude?
I'm not naming names.
We don't look weathered and terrible. They look weathered and terrible. Pastrnak, 5 goals, 2 assists, 7 points. I mean, he's been pretty huge for you guys this year, yeah?
Pastrnak?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, you know what's funny? When you were saying the dirtiest player, I looked at the TV and he was nose to nose with 2 of the Carolina defensemen. I have no idea what it was.
Nose to nose.
They all backed down, though, of course, because Marchand came over the boards.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And then you have Logan Thompson, who, I mean, 3 wins, only lost 4 games played. So let's kind of get into the NHL All-Star Game. The league announced their All-Star Game captains, as bad as you would expect. Team Hughes with Jack and Quinn Hughes as their co-captains, have celebrity Michael Bublé. Team McKinnon has Nate as their captain, and Cale Makar as the assistant, with celebrity Tate McRae, Tate McRae. She used to date
country music, right?
Oh, it's country music. I think it's like pop music, but this girl's kind of taking the world right now. Team McDavid has Connor as their captain, Leon Draisaitl as the assistant, with celebrity Will Arnett. And then Team Matthews has Austin as their captain, Morgan Riley as their assistant, and celebrity Justin Bieber as
the celebrity. You know what, though? I feel out of this whole thing, I mean, whatever, it draws people in, right? Justin Bieber's a huge name. But Will Arnett is like a legit, like a long time Toronto fan. And he got snubbed for Bieber.
Yeah, because it's Bieber, dude. Bieber kind of controls. Bieber does whatever the fuck Bieber wants to do. I have no idea. Somebody said delayed offsides, and then hey, our boy Safi, dude, saying what's up, my boy Safi, that I work with. So nice.
Oh, that's that guy. Hey, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, Will Arnett definitely. You know, he's been around the game. Tate McRae's an up and coming. Like I think it's pop. I think she does like a little pop thing.
Bublé's a big hockey guy too.
Yeah, Bublé's also pretty big.
Concerts and he chirps a lot of towns where he is.
I in terms of the amount of like celebrityness, I guess. I mean, this is one of the bigger years, I'd say. Justin Bieber is like the biggest rock star on the planet, other than Taylor Swift, right? Whether you like him or not, like people know who he is.
He's no
of course, he's with fucking Austin Matthews. And then NHL expansion question mark. Per our friends at World Hockey Report, what's going on, boys? The Smith Entertainment Group has requested initiation of a formal expansion process by the NHL. Apparently, this is a critical first step in a club in Utah.
For a club, yeah. I gave them the credit because I saw from them first.
Yeah, I mean,
they really do. They break some stuff sometimes.
Dude, he fucking rocks it over there, man. Yeah. That guy, he's always constantly doing shit. So shout out to them. A Utah hockey team. So like, when are we gonna fucking finally just cut it out? Like,
what? Cut out Arizona?
No, just like cut out the amount of teams. We're gonna end up having like 80 teams. Like, I just.
It's money driven, man. It's all about the money.
I guess, dude. PWHL Stars of the Week, Marie-Philip Poulin. Wasn't she last week too?
Yeah.
Is this updated?
Yeah,
okay.
Her up, man.
3 goals, 0 assists, 3 points in 2 games played. She had a game-winning goal. Jade Downey Landry, New York City, 3 goals, 1 assist, 4 points in 3 games played. Hat trick. Versus Boston, and then Alina Mueller, friend of the podcast, 4 apples in 2 games played, leading Boston in points. I think we're 2-2. Noseface killer again.
Oh, he's ahead of me,
Joe.
Ahead of you, Joe, you're ahead of me.
Hey, Joe, thanks for the accurate updates, dude. I appreciate that.
I want to see. So he just sent that. We'll see how long they're in the zone now. Joe might be like a minute ahead of me.
Could be.
Goddamn football.
And then PWHL Toronto notched the first shootout win in league history versus Montreal. So nice to see that this is still going on. I can't wait to talk about the Beanpot a little bit. That's gonna be pretty fun. We're gonna keep talking. Joe says he's sorry.
No, it's all right, Joe. Good guy.
Edmonton, the worm has returned. Corey Perry signs a 1-year deal for $775,000. So
Dude,
I put out a post.
One year, Corey Perry for $775. Yeah, absolutely. Why wouldn't you take him?
No, I agree. I like up until he signed with the Oilers, I was thinking it'd be a really good idea if the Rangers were to pick him up, and then of course he signed with the Oilers.
I don't blame him for going there either, though.
Yeah, NHL Humor posted something where it was like that the Oilers are canceling the mom's trip because Corey Perry got signed or whatever. I thought it was funny, playful. You wouldn't believe how many people told us to grow up in the comments. Like, oh my God, this is immature. Like, buddy, not everything's that serious, bro.
Yeah.
Chill the fuck out, man.
Yeah.
It's all gonna be okay. More Edmonton. They've won 14 in a row and hold the record for a Canadian-based team. Edmonton is now tied for 5th all-time with Boston 1929-30 and Washington 2009-2010. More about the streak.
Idiot. Joe was right. I was paused and I didn't realize. I just fast forwarded.
There you go, buddy. Stuart Skinner has won 11 straight, passing Grant Fuhr for the longest streak in team history. Skinner is 18-2 in his last 20 games played. The only player in NHL history to be part of multiple 14-game winning streaks. Of course, it's Sam Gagner with Edmonton and Columbus. And ironically, it was Columbus who Edmonton beat 4-1 to notch their 14th straight. So, I mean, how's Kenton doing, dude? His hands must be
Kenton's got his pants off right now.
Yeah,
to this.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, so Edmonton's finally buzzing. It kind of took him a little bit. Remember, everybody sounding the alarms.
Stuart Skinner, man, him and Grant Fuhr had a really nice back and forth. Like Grant Fuhr said, Skinner, I think, said first, like, "Hey, it's an honor. Grant Fuhr is one of the greatest goaltenders of my lifetime. I'm a huge fan of his. He's been great to me." And then Fuhr, I don't remember the order it was. Then Fuhr said something along the lines of how great a kid Skinner is, and he was so happy that he broke his record. So
I think this blood orange cherry key sparkling water just climbed my power rankings to 1. These are really good.
These are really good jersey, but
you should be getting a package, dude.
Okay, we'll see.
NHL winning streak, the longest single season win streak, if you're wondering, is 17 games. Pittsburgh did it in 1992-93, followed by the 2016-17 Columbus Blue Jackets at 16 games played. I never would have gotten that. The 81-82 Islanders and the 2012-13 Penguins are tied at 13th longest with 15 games played. So
Edmonton's knocking on the door of history.
Yeah. I mean, they're buzzing. And their goal is playing well, which is something that never happens for them. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in the playoffs.
Right.
Connor Bedard will be out an additional 6 weeks with that broken jaw. I know he had surgery on it. They were talking about how
I wonder if something wasn't right, and sometimes they have to re-break stuff. You know,
I mean, he keeps going out on the ice and shit. Probably should just take it easy, dude. But per Kevin Weeks, Peter Mrazek, 2-year extension to Chicago, worth a total of 8.5. That's 2 for $4.25 million annual. The New Jersey Devils have signed Tom Fitzgerald to a multi-year extension and promoted him to president of hockey ops along with his GM title.
Do you know what president of hockey ops does?
I don't know. I want that job though, because I feel like it's not much. I might be.
I feel like I'm sure. I think you just weigh in on big decisions and shake hands and kiss babies. But I could be
trying to figure out if this Tom Fitzgerald dude is the same Fitzgerald that played for the Panthers back in like the 90s.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Mass boy.
Because people forget, I grew up a Panthers fan for the first couple of years of my life. So interesting. Okay. Washington Disco. The Cap signed Alexei Protras to a 5-year, $17 million extension. Dude, I feel like it's a lie. I've never even heard of this kid. The deal carries a $7 million signing bonus, 3.375 AAV. The 23-year-old center has played parts of 3 seasons and has a stat line of 10 goals, 32 assists for 42 points, with 16 PIMs and 134 games played. This season, he set new highs for goals, assists, and points. I mean, good for him, dude.
I guess, I'm always happy to see players get paid, but I think Washington is. I think they're just securing someone they think
could be a savvy move, right? Like, do you remember?
Yeah.
I always kind of like seeing like those fucking super long-term deals at a low AV, and then sometimes they work. Like this potentially could be.
But this one, it's a minimal risk, right? If it doesn't.
Yeah, I like that. I like that deal because I think you kind of nailed it. Because 3.37 is a lot if I'm seeing this name, but I feel like that's not that much to move somebody. Because if you move him and it doesn't work out and you take 50%, now you're only on for 1.5. I mean, that ain't anything. So,
exactly.
Good deal for Washington there. Pittsburgh, Sid and Gino as babysitters. Vegas rookie center Brendan Brisson, his dad's an agent.
Yeah,
I'm assuming probably the agent of these guys, scored his first NHL goal versus Pittsburgh with Sid on the ice and shared some stories and pics of when Sid used to babysit him and his brother, and Gino would play with them in the pool. His dad, Pat Brisson, one of the league's top agents and represents Crosby among others. He talked about how him and Gino, they were in the swimming pool, and they used to call him Shark because he would always go underwater. Which was see, that's what I'm talking about, like humanizing these players. Like, I never would have thought Gino was cool. I thought he was just a fucking robot. Like, we need more stories like this.
I think he's like funny, arrogant from the stories you hear about him. Like, he knows, he's very, like, he pretends not to know players' names, like his teammates and stuff like that, which maybe at one time wasn't pretending, you know?
I don't know if I told you this, but I was talking to this one kid I play softball with, Fabian, and the thing that we're going to do this year is we're just going to walk around and people say what up to us. We're just going to pretend like we have no idea who they are. That's going to be like our new thing.
So I'm going to tell you this. There's a guy who I don't care for.
Okay. Does he do it to you?
No. I have been doing it to him for 15 years. And whenever I see him, I'm like, and I've done it to him multiple times over like one weekend. Mm-hmm. And I'll be like, I don't want to say his name because it's a unique name. And I don't know if they listen or whatever, but we have a lot of mutual friends. And every time I see him, let's say his name's Jimmy, I go, oh, hey, I'm Adam. Nice to meet you. And he's like, Jimmy. I'm like, oh, yeah. I've been doing it, like I said.
Oh, you look familiar. That's unbelievable.
Such a dick.
It is, but like, is it exhilarating when you do it? I know, but is it like exhilarating when you do it? It's like
I love it.
You turn around, you walk away like a little Dr. Evil.
Yeah.
Like,
and my wife is like, "You're such an asshole."
I love that. More on Pittsburgh. Did you see this? They scored on their own net. Letang dropped past to Malkin, went off Malkin's stick into the net. This is the first time in NHL history that a team scored a power play goal without a shot on goal during the power play.
Yeah,
that's pretty crazy.
It was hilarious. And I think Letang said, "What the fuck?" I think he could read his lips. Yeah.
I mean, Pittsburgh's on the ropes. I don't want. This is definitely gonna be a culpa, but I think they lost like 7 of the last 8 or like 5.
I don't know, but they're like they may be finishing out of the playoff bracket.
I know. Do you remember at the beginning of the year when I said that they were my sleeper pick? The morning skate difference. Even more, Pittsburgh, per reports, the city is actively asking to be awarded a PWHL franchise in an upcoming expansion. That's pretty cool if they want to get involved. And that's a good place to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Pittsburgh, I think Florida would be good. You know,
did we talk about Pittsburgh on the podcast or was this at work? Are they the only city that their colors match every sport? Black and yellow Penguins, black and yellow Pirates. Yep, black and yellow Steelers. And I don't think they have a basketball team.
No. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll have to look into that one.
Yeah, and after that, like, wouldn't that been fucking... I feel like that's how it should be. I feel like a city should have those colors, and those should be the colors. Like, you have the Celtics with the green, and then the red, white, silver, blue for the Pats, and the black and gold for the
the Pittsburgh,
for the Bruins.
Pittsburgh stole the black and yellow, but it's black and gold.
WHL, Dijiginla notched a natural hat trick for the Kelowna Rockets. He had a 5-on-5 goal, shorthanded goal, and empty net goal in 10 minutes to secure the 5-2 win. The 3 goals were his 29th, 30th, and 31st of the year, and he had an assist for a 4-point game. I would be doing whatever I can to get this kid. Whatever I can, no matter where he goes.
Alone, right?
Even if he's like a projected 3rd-round pick, I'm picking him with my first. It just seems like it's a storybook thing. Like, this kid's gonna
he's got to end up in Calgary, right? In the new Saddle Dome, you know. I don't know. I'm sure.
I'm thinking New York. We'll see. Okay. Speaking of New York, the junior varsity team, good move by them. They went out and they got Patrick Waugh as their new head coach. Went out, won their first game on his watch, 3-2 over Dallas. Nice write up from our boy Ant. Islanders have been kind of, what are they doing? They hired this new Lane Lambert dude who I'm pretty sure came from Washington. He was supposed to be like the next guy, just never really worked out there. Again, I think a lot of it has to do with the construction of the team from Lou Lamoriello. He's kind of in his own ways or whatever, but bringing in Patrick Waugh, he said that this is the guy that I wanted. He went out and got him. He's going to bring spark. He's going to bring fire, a little bit of grit. Like, when you think the Islanders, you just think, what, boring as fuck, right? Like,
well, I don't know if you saw the quotes from Barzal, but he was like, he said something along the lines that Waugh said that, like, look, you don't have to get rid of the puck. If you're comfortable holding it, hold it, carry it. And Barzal was like,
and he should, because the kid wheels.
Practices have been pretty ramped up. too.
If I were to say the Islanders were somebody at the bar, they're like that creepy dude in the corner by themselves, like just like weird, like that. Like there's really no purpose to them. You just kind of annoys you a little bit, but like
All right.
not a threat. Now I think the creepy dude in the corner took his shirt off and he's smashing beers, dude. So if I'm an Islanders fan, I'm pretty pumped about this. If that made any sense.
I'm with you. Go ahead.
William Lockwood, Billy the Kid Lockwood has been suspended 3 games for goalie interference on Marc-Andre Fleury. The Wild won the game 6-4. I haven't seen this.
Yeah, it was super blatant. I don't know if Fleury got hurt. I think he left the game, so I don't know if he sold it. I don't know all the details, but I kind of
want to put this video next to the video of Pastrnak burying Lindgren from behind and ask our fans what's worse. You know, at this point, we're just protecting superstars. Is that the league that we want to be a part of? It's ridiculous. Florida head coach Paul Maurice is in second place all time with games coach with 1,813 behind Scotty Bowman with 2,141. Rounding out the top 5 are Barry Trotz, 1,812, Joel Quenneville, 1,768, and Lindy Ruff, 1,758. Maurice got his first head coaching gig with Hartford and has had stops in Carolina twice, Toronto, Winnipeg, and Florida. He's made the Stanley Cup Finals 2 times for lost both series. This is a guy who's like super clever with the media. He seems like I'd play for him. I like when they had him mic'd up that one time. He's on the bench getting the boys going. Yeah.
Crazy that he was the head coach at Hartford. Mm-hmm. He's 56.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts. One other thing, it's not on here because it happened tonight. Did you see the beginning of the Florida-Arizona game?
Was that the fight right off the opening draw?
And then a fight after the next face-off. Yeah. Bad blood with the Nick Cousins, the Zucker, all that going on. So, yeah, that's good for the Coyotes. The Coyotes are kind of
a little bit of a fun team. Yeah, fun to watch. They are fun to
watch. Carter Hart is requested to be granted indefinite leave. We kind of went over this.
Yeah, you just go right through it.
Mm-hmm. Vancouver announced that they have signed president of hockey ops Jim Rutherford to a multi-year contract extension. I think well earned. Do you remember it wasn't that long ago that everybody said Vancouver's roster sucked? Like it wasn't that when they had like Jay Beagle and who else did they have like on their third or fourth line that they gave all the money to, like Antoine Roussel. They locked up all these like third and fourth liners. People like, what the fuck's going on? And then before you know it, dude, a couple good draft picks, playing with a little bit of confidence, a little bit of swagger. Bo Horvat lost. Vancouver is like unhinged, dude, because like they'll be really good and then you won't hear anything. And the moment they lose like 3 games, the world's on fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's Hockey Canada.
In the city.
Yanni Gourde was suspended 2 games for his charge on Edmonton. Matthias Ekholm. Both of these players I would take on my team.
Yeah.
I would take Yanni Gourde on my team. I'd take Ekholm on my team. Yeah, this was.
I like Yanni Gourde so much more when he's not on Tampa.
Well, did you see he was trying to fight Connor McDavid?
Was he?
Yeah, leading up to that, like cross-checking him, kind of going off the ice, and then I think he took a run at Ekholm that shift.
Nice.
So, Anaheim has a victory duck named Ben Afquack who plays his drums with his feet after Ducks victories.
The weirdest thing I've ever seen, but it was like I might as well put it on the dock.
Could Ben Affleck sue these guys for this?
Maybe, if he wants to be that guy.
I think if they start putting them on T-shirts.
They start putting them on a T-shirt and that they have them with dunks, maybe.
or they just have that picture of him outside of it, like smoking a cigarette, just looking so pissed off. Like that. See, that's what they should do. Every time they lose, they should put that duck. Just put it right
head on Affleck's head on his body.
Or like every time there's a 5-on-3, it's a picture of like Jennifer Lopez getting in the car, and it's just the duck like slamming the door, like fuck. Cale Makar notched his 300th career point. He became the second fastest to hit that mark as a defenseman, I'm assuming, correct?
Yeah. Sorry.
Makar, 280 games played. Bobby Orr, 279 games played. That's crazy.
How close.
Boston head coach Jim Montgomery had this quote last year about Makar: Bobby Orr's in the stratosphere by himself, but if there's anyone that's ever going to come to the stratosphere, it's going to be Adam Fox. So,
oh my God, liar! There's our mea culpa. I'm telling you, he's next level. This kid, he really is.
He is. I mean, not as good as Fox, but that's fine.
Oh my God. Honestly, you wouldn't take Makar over Fox?
No.
Come on.
No.
Yeah. God. Go.
Red, white, and blue, baby. I think wasn't Cale Makar on that 2018 team?
Yeah.
But he hasn't taken a leave of absence, so
good.
Positive. Winnipeg, Connor Hellebuck and the Jets have been next level. since December 1st. We always talk about this guy. This guy
He's
had
so
such
good.
a under the radar. You talk
So
about
good.
most underrated players in the league. He's number one, dude.
Well, it's because of where he plays, right?
100%. But it seems like
consistency-
every podcast that we have is he's doing like this crazy shit on a team that isn't really all that great.
Oh, they're the
But
number
they
one
are.
team. Yeah.
You know what I mean, though?
The
But they're
West.
not like I want to consider them star-studded. Like you have Kyle Connor, who's really good. Shifley's decent.
Everybody's bought in, dude. I'm
Mhm.
telling you, I watched them play against Boston. Kyle Connor, whoa, that guy.
Yeah,
He can
I mean,
play
he
for
scores-
me any day.
Scores a lot of goals. I don't know.
Oh, he's tough. He's all over the ice. He's finishing checks, forecheck, back.
Since-
He's a great player. Go ahead.
Since
Sorry.
December 1st, 12 wins first, 1.74 goals against first, save percentage 941 first. Over the past 2 months, with minimum 5 games played, Hellebuck leads the league with a 945 save percentage. Second place is Laurent Brossoit with 944%.
You know who Laurent Brossoit plays for, right?
Who?
The Winnipeg Jets. That's his backup.
Boys are buzzing. And until letting in 4 goals versus Boston on Monday night, of course, he put that in there. He has kept all opponents under 2 goals since December 13th.
So he's only let up more than 2 goals one time since December 13th.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking nuts. Keith Tkachuk was one of the honorees that was inducted into the St. Louis Hall of Fame, along with the late Pavel Demitra, number 38, and Mike Lewitt. Great video of sons Brady and Matthew surprising Big Walt with the news, and then Tkachuk FaceTimed Dimitra's wife Maja about Dimitra being inducted. If you guys don't know, Pavel Demitra was a part of the KHL plane crash that happened. Yep. How long ago was that? That'd been a while ago.
2017, maybe.
Yeah. The Tkachuk family, by the numbers, through 400 games played. Brady has 144 goals. Matthew has 136. Keith had 200. Brady has 167 assists. Matthew has 201 assists. Keith, 184. So Brady has 311 points. Matthew has 337. And Keith, Big Walt, 384. Keith also has the most game-winning goals with 21. Matthew has 14. Brady has 18. And also, by a landslide, has the most penalty minutes. 1,034.
Isn't that cool to see that lined up like that?
Yeah. What's cool about this? So Keith has 1,034 penalty minutes. Matthew, 395. Brady, 588. In my mind, I feel like Brady and Matthew take a lot of penalties in the current NHL, right?
Like I
feel, yeah, but that's the thing. Like almost double.
Well, you add them together, he still has more.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. That's just how.
And good you maybe don't remember seeing Keith Tkachuk play, but there was no freebie 10 minutes. He earned all those.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And then just Calgary per equipment manager Mark D. Pasquale. On Jaromir Jagr's brief stint in Calgary, he had 22 games played. He had a goal, 6 assists, 7 points, 10 PIMs. He was a +6. I came into the trainer's room and he asked for a knife. I was like, what do you need a knife for? And he said, I've got to cut this potato. We thought he was eating the potato, but he cut the potato and put slices on his knees to take out the inflammation.
Just Jagr.
Jagr, dude.
Hey,
Jagr
do you want to, since we've been alluding to Northeastern, do you want to do Northeastern now?
Yeah, let's talk about the
up and change and mix it up.
Let's talk about the Beanpot, dude.
All right, so I was at the game, obviously.
Okay, so the question everybody wants to know, Brownie. We know that you're at the game. How was the media credential dinner? That is the first thing that people want to know. If you guys are peasants, if you're peasants, and
this is the Northeastern song.
Okay, so that was going to be my question about this Stacy's mom thing. So I have other questions. Let me ask. Can we talk about the spread first, dude?
The spread.
Yeah, dude. The dinner. How was it?
It was good. Like I told you, I felt like guilty.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I love it. We have a special guest coming in. Beanpot.
There he is, buddy.
What's going on, buddy? How are you?
All right, I can turn off the music before we get sued for licensing. There he is.
I bet you're buzzing, dude.
Beanpot. So this is why I was stalling. This is me and Carp blotting this up earlier. I had to beg him. He's got an early practice. I'm like, come on, bud. You just want to be
early practice. I had a late night. We didn't get home. I didn't get home till like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, 12:30. I got home.
First thing I did was salt my driveway because it was snowing.
Yeah.
Then I had to
you
wake
guys
up
are so old, dude. Like, late night, 12:30, 1 o'clock, and then I'm like, I'm like,
children.
I'm like, Carb's banged up. I had to salt the driveway.
Yeah, that's it. Ridiculous.
Things change, man. They change quick.
He
How's it going?
Hamstring celebrating on the bench.
Before we get into the Beanpot, I have notes. I've been watching.
Okay. Fire it up, man.
So the first one.
Remember, we're live now.
I know. So you guys were talking about Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know that Blockbuster had a chance to buy Netflix for $50 million?
And they said no, right?
Yeah, you know what it's worth now?
Oh, somewhere Blockbuster is very unhappy.
$238.48 billion.
Oh my God. I'm
Somebody
telling you,
dropped the ball
there was
there.
someone at Blockbuster who was like, this streaming thing's never going to work.
Whoopsies.
Yeah.
I also have, so you guys were talking about jerseys and like
Mm-hmm.
teams that match up their cities. So I couldn't think of anyone except for Seattle, if you kind of get a little creative.
Little green.
Oh,
little
yeah,
green.
yeah.
Yes. And the Mariners, Seahawks. And then if you count
Is there a
Ottawa,
basketball team in Seattle?
The Supersonics, they were like
they're
green and
Gonzo.
yellow, but they had
Oh.
green though. I'll give you
Yeah.
green.
And then the last really important thing is that, Ked, you definitely stole the basket. It was 100% you.
Allegedly,
know.
dude. Allegedly.
Just so you know.
I'll let you slide on the
Everybody's
Saturday
thinking it. I'm saying
Thursday.
it. Everyone's thinking it. I'm saying it.
So when you texted me that you were breaking down video, the video you were breaking down was us.
No, I'm actually. We got Merrimack.
Yeah,
We
I
got
know.
early practice. So yeah,
I
we
feel
got
so
Merrimack.
bad, dude. I mean, she doesn't care, but I have barely been to a home game at Matthews, and I have like the sweet press pass, and I'm like, I can go Friday night to Merrimack, but I can't go Saturday. So I'm like, oh, another home game. I'm not going to be
Yeah.
at.
That's
But-
all right.
So, Coach, what was the atmosphere like there? That had to have been incredible, man.
So wait, hold on. Let me get to my Northeastern here. So the attendance, 10,633 on hand. The lower bowl was full. The upper bowl had people in it. The largest crowd for women's hockey in New England in history.
Yeah,
It's got to be pushing. It's got to be pushing women's hockey history. That's a lot of people, right?
It was seventh.
Seventh. I mean, that's
yeah.
still pretty good, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, no, like
For a college hockey game, too.
I know.
Yeah.
I will never. I don't know if I'll ever be a part of anything like that again.
Hopefully it's bigger next year.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, not from an attendance perspective, just from like a historical, like just the, it's tough to describe, you know, and I didn't want to the one biggest thing I wanted to make sure I did was just like take it all in, you know.
Yeah.
So I was watching the game before us. I was up in the stands with my dad, just checking it out, and you know, starting to get a little bit full, and I was like, holy smokes, this is going to happen, I think. And then I went down underneath, and I didn't come out until pretty much the anthem, because I usually
you didn't come out for warm ups?
No. I think I was like in the tunnel for a second, but I didn't really see it.
He was doing his Herb Brooks in the tunnel, getting prepared.
Yeah, exactly. In my not patchwork suit. So yeah, and then when I walked out, it was the lights were already dim and stuff, and you know, it was just like, holy crap. And then all of a sudden, after the anthem's done, the lights go on, and it's like, Jesus.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing, like, I didn't want to get too, like, obviously, you know, the crowd's there, but you know, you got to coach a hockey game, right? So I didn't want to get like too caught up with it. And the interesting thing is, after like the puck dropped, it kind of just dissipated, right? Like, it was
All
just,
business.
Yeah, it was like it's game time, you know. And I didn't really notice it as much. Obviously, you heard it, and then it was incredible. It was absolutely an incredible experience.
Were you guys the home team?
No.
So BU let you guys wear the Reds?
No, because they were the home team. They wore their whites.
Well, they had to wear their whites. Oh,
Yeah.
perfect.
So
They
we were like,
wore those thick tarps. Yeah.
we
Beautiful.
were like, we lost so they do a coin flip.
Oh, okay.
So we lost that, but the silver lining was we got to wear the Reds, and we usually do pretty well with the Reds on.
Yeah.
So.
I got to be honest with you. I did the opposite of you. So I got there. I was telling Ked before I got there. I think I might even told you last night when we talked. I got off on the wrong floor, wandering around. Dude, there's no one there, and I'm just wandering around taking pictures. If you, like I said, our Twitter was all me, all those ridiculous pictures. Some guy chirped me when I took a picture of the NHL replay booth. I took a picture of the sign. He goes, "Why is there Braille?" And I was like, "Oh, that's a good one." But we're gonna keep vibes. We're gonna keep the vibes positive. I'm not gonna say anything.
Oh my God. The funniest thing about after I talked to Brownie last night, I walked away from that conversation thinking he's going to go get a master's degree in journalism because they had prime rib in the media box.
Oh yeah. Dude, he texted me. He's like,
I was gonna go get a pizza. I was gonna get a slice.
I had to convince him.
Food.
Well,
he's like, there's like media food. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, well, I might get pizza. I was like, no, dude, go get.
I felt bad. Like I'm just happy to be here, man.
But now that you know that they serve like prime rib, you're probably dropping this podcast next week, and you're going to try and become a journalist, so you can just watch hockey and eat.
No way. I'm ride or die with Ked. But I will say this: we walking around. See, I did the opposite of you. I was up there for the beginning, and I was watching the Harvard BC, and then I went down when Northeastern came out and sat behind the net when they were warming up. I was like, I don't know, 15, 18 rows up. So I just wanted to see if there were any visible like nerves from the players, and they seemed pretty good. I mean, you could tell that they were jacked because they were flying in their drills, their warm-up drills.
That was.
But the vibes were, I mean, I saw Abby and Katie, Marone and Katie Noel both tossing pucks to the kids. I'm like, I got a good feeling about this. I was going to put it on Twitter, like the vibes are right, but then I'm like, that could be a jinx, and I'll never hear the end of it.
I thought I definitely jinxed you guys when I put out the post that Skylar Irving is better than you, and then they tied it up at the end. I'm like, oh my god, no!
It still worked out in your favor.
Yeah.
Holy shit! How good was she last night, dude? She looked a step and a half faster than everybody out on that ice, dude. When she was out there, it was noticeable.
She was flying, and
she was using not only her speed, but she was using her size. She was playing physical. They were and the four people you had on the ice. Oh yeah. The four you had out there for overtime.
That's foreign for you, Ked, huh?
I had no idea. I'm watching her do it. I go, what is she doing? What is this new brand of hockey I've never seen before?
Why is she skating hard to play defense? What the hell's going on here?
That's why I always talk about the people blocking shots and back checking, because that's all I can do.
You guys were eating pucks, dude. Like Chase Thompson's fucking blocking shots. Megan Carter, dude. What a player she is. Dude.
Yeah.
That must be so nice to have her back there.
Shout out to Ben Horner, who broke it down, that video today on Twitter. I retweeted it from the morning skate. I think he's a Nesson kid, or I don't know, maybe he's not Nesson, but he broke it all down. How Carter, that play, that overtime goal, Carter she sold it.
Yeah,
to the forechecker.
She had so much poise.
Off. Her edge work, man. The way she skates.
As soon as she made that first pass, I'm like, it's over. Like, you already saw Odd Man going the other way. I'm like, it's done. It was so funny because it was so fast into it too. Like, you guys got possession. I saw who was on the ice. I'm like, this could be quick. And then she made that one little pass. Did you on the bench? Did you guys know it? Like, as soon as that pass was made, you're like, okay,
as soon as Katie hit Irving.
I didn't know it until the puck was in the back of the net.
All right.
Like I always feel good if we're going in, going on a rush, especially those three.
Yeah.
And Scurvy's had some pretty big success in overtime this year already. So has Katie. So that's with their athleticism, their size. That's why we wanted to get them out on the ice. And Meg is she's one of the best breakout initiators we have. Like, she can just break the puck out herself if she wants. So I knew we'd be able to get that puck up pretty quick. But you never really know until it goes, And
what was being talked about on the bench there? Like, they let in the late goal, then everybody kind of goes back to the bench, getting into overtime. How were the nerves? Like, were they still upbeat? Was it kind of like, oh shit? Like, what was going on there?
There's no oh shit in their system.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think they were fine. Like, we've got great leadership, right? And the biggest thing before the game started that we talked about in the locker room, just given like everything's going, like, it was a circus, right? It was wild. And
what locker room were you guys in?
Visitors.
Oh,
I don't think anybody had the Bruins one.
The BU had the Bruins one, or was it just another? Oh, all right,
yeah. But it was basically maintaining our energy, right? Like, don't get too low, don't get too high. If we get scored on, it's fine. Like, we'll be fine. And but we get a resilient group, and there's a lot of teams that would have got deflated pretty quick after that goal.
It was a huge, if you're a BU fan and you're watching it and you scored late, you're pumped. You're like, we can take the momentum going in. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah. And then they just did their thing, and we went out. We've practiced 3-on-3 a million times, and just for moments like this, and it paid off.
Did you
I
have a
just
pretty
wanna-
good view of that goal, of that BU tying goal? Because when I was watching it almost looked like whoever shot that puck kind of flubbed on it a little bit. It was a great pass cross ice.
Yeah.
And then when she took that shot, did it stay on the ice and go far? I
It
feel like
did.
she fanned on it, right? Like it wasn't, I don't
she
think she meant to do that.
she actually said in an interview that she did that she was trying to go top corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
So
did.
I
Yeah,
think
in the media
Phillips,
thing afterwards, that's exactly what she said.
Phillips was probably reading that, and
Mhm.
sometimes it just works out.
Yeah,
You know?
that girl in the slot sold shot until Phillips came out and then
Yeah.
dished. That was a
It was a great play.
Oh,
That
beautiful.
pass was
It was beautiful.
unbelievable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got to give it to him.
100%.
And shout out to me for asking a serious question in the
I'm
interview.
so pissed about your serious question, dude. I gave him a layup, dude, and he didn't even do it. He's like, I don't know what to ask. Yeah, that would have been unbelievable.
It was so serious, dude. It was
Yeah.
so different than like there's some guy who was like jacked in like a suit that was like maybe it's fitted, but it looked like a size too small, and he was running the show and just glaring at everybody. And I'm like,
See?
everybody's in suits. I rolled in a flannel shirt because it
Red
counts as a
sweatpants.
collar, you know.
Ken, you
Pizza
see what
fans.
happens? You see what happens? He asks a serious question because he's trying to be taken seriously. So he can
I
get
know,
that
he's
prime-
changed.
He wants to
He's
get that
changed.
prime
I
rib.
asked a serious question. What'd I do with it? Nothing.
Did you
should
hear
have let
earlier?
him- You should have let him get a slice of pizza. He's a different man
yeah,
now.
he is a different man. Did you hear him earlier when he's like, were you guys in the Bruins locker? He knew you weren't in the Bruins locker room because he probably spent the whole night there. He's up on the concourse. You're telling me he didn't get his ass into the Bruins locker room at some point that night?
I was trying, man. I was sneaking around everywhere. Good Lord. And I will say the beauty of cheering for Irving's first goal in the press box, that when overtime came along, I could jump up and scream as much as I wanted because they knew it was coming.
Yeah.
There was no impartialness. I texted you in between regulation and overtime. That's when I sent you that text. I sent the text to Carp. I go, your team is going to kill me. Because I could feel like I could feel the anxiety and my chest was getting tight. And I'm like, oh my God. I mean, at least there's EMTs here if I fall over or something. Oh my gosh.
There's plenty of them. Yeah, no,
What a night though, man.
We like to make it interesting. I mean, that's great for the crowd.
Yeah,
Nesson had a really cool story about Lily. I think Lily Shannon. They had a story about and like the hearing aids and everything. I thought that was pretty cool. I had no idea.
Yeah, I actually saw that. I watched. I recorded the game and I watched the broadcast today.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah. So I didn't know that they were doing like the Lily Shannon story was amazing. I thought that Taze.
She was great.
That was great. Yeah, she's unbelievable.
Yeah.
What else did they do? I was kind of watching in and out, but yeah, it was. The whole production, like they did it right? Like they did right by the players. They both on BU and Northeastern side. They did it right by, all the youth players in the stands, and I think that was the most important. Like, regardless of who won, somebody said this quote. I think it was the Harvard coach. Like the real women or the real winner in this is women's hockey.
Yeah, for sure.
So
100%. I like all your alums too. During the PWHL walk-ins, all the alums are wearing Northeastern stuff for the walk-ins. That was great.
And two of the BU greats made a bet with Murph. I don't know if you saw that.
No.
Yeah, so Marie-Philippe Poulin and Sarah Laforde, I think it was, whoever won, they had to wear the other team's apparel.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
It would have been nice to have her in a Huskies uniform at one point. She was
yeah.
Hey, not everybody can get in, right, Carp? That's the institution that we provide these women. So
she's one of them I would have taken in a heartbeat.
I will say that the four Husky players that were on the ice to start and finish overtime have all been on the podcast.
Oh yeah,
the morning skate difference. But now we don't know. Yeah, I'm surprised you don't have a suit and a tie on right now, Brownie.
Oh, no, you're gonna start. Yeah, I got a free sweatshirt from Ben Moron. All right, so the game. Before the game, Phillips was named Hockey East Goalie of the Week this week for the 5th time this year. 2-0-0 with a .50 GAA and a .971 save percentage going in. She stopped 22 shots. Won the, how do you say, is it Britannia? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
For the 2nd year in a row. Skylar Irving with 2 goals won the MVP. This was the 19th championship for Northeastern, the most of the 4 schools. 4 out of the last 4 tourneys, Northeastern has 4 out of the last 5 tournaments played. Northeastern has won, and the 2nd in a row. And Coach Flink got a water shower on the ice.
Is it 4 of the last 5 we've won? Are you sure?
4 out of the last 5 played because there was because of the COVID. Yep.
Yeah.
I got that from the jacked guy in the small suit.
Fair enough. Oh,
he was walking around and I'm like, he's like, can I sit here? And I'm like, absolutely, buddy.
I believe that's Mark Majewski, who's
jacked.
I think he worked at BC. He's very close to our associate, or our assistant AD for communications. But
I felt pretty guilty about that chocolate chip cookie when he sat down next to me. I was like,
I'm sure he'll get over
all the crumbs on your sweatshirt.
No, it was.
Do I have to pay for this?
It was his colored flannel that he got.
Sorry, yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
You know what's really pathetic is I had on long pants and I had jeans and a collared flannel shirt, and I walked downstairs and my wife goes, "Oh, you got all dressed up," and I don't think she was chirping me. I don't think. I mean, it was probably backhanded, but yeah.
What kind of shoes were you wearing?
Oh, work boots. So
you basically dressed exactly like Todd, who's a 75-year-old man.
Todd's
just so you know.
Todd's the guy.
I mean, so he's the guy.
We've established that. Todd has agreed to come on our live podcast at Matthews.
Oh, that's terrifying.
I'm pumped for that.
He actually texted me, which surprise right there that I got a text. But he texted me to tell me he listened to the Phillips interview and he really enjoyed it. And I was like, who is texting for you? Who is who set you up on the podcast? Ked, you'll love this guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely love him. First time we started talking, he offered me jerky. So
I love that.
Yeah.
Salt of the earth.
Yeah.
What's the story about Stacy's mom? Because I saw there was a girl in the crowd who had a Stacy's mom T-shirt on that they're kind of panning around. I'm like, that's interesting. And then they started playing the song. I'm like, okay, there's probably something more to this.
I have no idea. That's just what they play all the time.
The Doghouse song.
Yeah.
So it's usually they play it when the game's wrapped up, or after a win, pretty much.
Every team needs a good song. That's a good one.
When the music cuts out, they continue to sing.
Forget what they did, like one of those Tales of the Howlin' Huskies, or actually Beyond the Banners, they call it now. They did it on that, and I think it was like, I don't remember the full story, but they were playing a game and the band like started playing it, and then the crowd like started singing it, and so that's a terrible way to just tell that story, but I'll send you guys the link for it.
I think you nailed it.
So that's your fourth matchup with BU this year. You've won all 4.
Yeah.
You won't have them again until hockey's playoffs, yeah?
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
Yeah. So, and they were already saying stuff in the press conference last night. They're like, well, we'll see him again in the playoffs. And I was like, yeah, that's the right attitude. I do like that the last maybe month since the Christmas break, maybe a little before the Christmas break, it seems like there is a new defenseman who starts up the scrums after whistles. I feel like they're taking turns because it's usually there's always one that's always been doing it. But last night they were Constantinople was the first one who got in someone's face, and I was like, I like to see that. They're all getting a little like keep away from Phillips, and it was good. It was good.
Such a sick hockey last name, by the way.
Constantinople.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh
yeah.
Barely fits on our nameplate.
Those are the best names.
Goes all the way
down. Lights out guest for you guys.
She what?
She's a great kid.
Oh,
She'd
yeah.
be a lights out guest. And she would be able to hook you up with all the good pizza joints because she's from East Haven.
Right. That's right. Yeah. I remember that when I was down.
Yeah, but Carp, we're on to prime rib now, dude. So.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. They must have prime rib pizza, right? The best of both worlds.
Well, I did show my true colors when the guy was like, "Oh, there's this garlic aioli," and he's naming all these sauces, and I'm like, "Is that hot honey?" He goes, "It is." I'm like, and I grabbed the bottle. I was like, all over the prime rib.
You see, Brownie, you guys got any Frank's Red Hot?
They had little bottles of Tabasco. I was like, should I take one? I was so happy to be there, dude. I literally was like saying hi to everybody. I'm thanking everybody. Like some of these guys were very much taking it for granted. Not for me. I'm very grateful for all of this. It was dude, I had probably as big a butterfly, probably worse than some of your players because they're just like whatever. I was a basket case.
You were.
Yeah, no, I know you guys. Yeah, but I'm saying like the players are like, they seem calm and everything, and I'm like in the press box, like, oh, I wish I still smoked butts. You know what I mean? I was like,
no, I swear, like the Beanpot for whatever reason for me is the one that like I get real antsy for.
Yeah.
like every year, and regardless of how we're doing, like I get a little more anxiety for that than, or actually a lot more anxiety for that than like Hockey East playoffs and stuff. I don't know why, but like the whole day, my wife said like she's never seen me sleep so well last night as she did after this was finally over. So, and
I know it's like now you're like, all right, we got to reset and get going.
Yeah, Carp, you had a late night too, dude. So don't at 1 o'clock. It was so.
But here's
with the salt
between me and you, Ken, is I don't sleep till noon.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so stop it. You're screaming at me. You're screaming at me. I get tired, man.
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to Brownie, by the way, because I couldn't find the game anywhere online. I was like looking for like a free stream. He's like ESPN Plus, dude. I'm like, oh well, I'm an idiot. So fired that bad boy right up. So thank you, Brownie.
All of our games.
Oh, they had a nice thing on SportsCenter for you again today.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I don't know if it was top 5, but they talked about Irving and
I saw it and I was a little disappointed because I wish they said how big the crowd was.
Oh, they didn't?
I don't think they did.
I didn't hear it. I just saw it.
Yeah,
I had the sound down.
I mean, it's amazing to get up there, but
some of those pictures were unreal of the crowd, like the bowl and stuff.
Sure.
Like it looked really, really awesome.
Yeah, it was surreal. Like there's a picture floating around of the crowd under the anthem when the lights were dimmed. Did you see that one?
Yeah,
unbelievable.
And how about Gwyneth? She played lights out, dude.
Yeah,
like
Gwyneth.
She's just so fundamentally sound, and what I like about her, she challenges like the shooters. Like she doesn't kind of like sit back and wait. She's like, "You want to go? We can go." Like that's fine. I love that for a goalie, dude. That makes me confident.
What they call her? They called her for interference or a rough.
I don't know, but
No, you can't say. I get it.
Yeah,
that was a soft call.
But I feel like they let everybody play for the most part, right? At least what I saw, like
it was a little inconsistent. I thought they went from not calling anything to like buying some of the embellishments, and then it was like I said, everyone always wants at every level of hockey is consistency. That's it. That's all you want from the referees.
Yeah.
And that one linesman, good Lord, he was she. I couldn't see from where I said the power play. Like I thought no one was going to chop him. Or on the near boards to me, opposite boards from you in the first period, the puck and the power play, like get out of the way, dude.
Yeah, I remember that one.
It was a good 7 or 10 seconds. I was like, oh my god.
If I'm a defenseman and I have to pinch in, I look up and Katie Knowles coming at me. I'm probably shitting my pants a little bit. She is a terror on the wall, dude.
Yeah.
She can scoot. You definitely don't want to get in the way of that.
No.
Oh, hey, while we're talking about individual players, shout out to the nail gun line. These beauties, holy smokes. And because they're probably going to listen to this, but shout out to the Brazis and the Langlois families for mobbing me. Those people come correct. They were awesome meeting them last night. They were like, are you Brownie? Because there was like, I was walking out and there was like 15 people with 61 jerseys on. And I'm like, this has got to be the Brazis family. But after that conversation with Mr. Carter in the bathroom, I don't approach parents. And Christine Brazis, Lily's mom, was like, Brownie? And I'm like, oh, hey. She's like, I'm Lily's mom. Then the Langlois came over. It was great. So Ella Blackmore, I need to meet your parents. And otherwise you guys are going to have, it's got to be balanced out for that line. Yeah. They are my favorite line on the team.
Yeah.
By far.
Mia almost had a highlight reel goal on
that post.
Yeah.
Beat Gallahan clean. She also, in the first period, I could hear her yell Lily's name from the ninth floor when she was all alone in front of the net.
Yeah. And I think the defenseman, it just bounced right off. Yeah, I know they're
Callahan clean. They were all over the ice. They just buzzed. Ked, I'm going to tell you right now, when you go to a game, you're going to watch these three, and you're going to be like, those are my people.
I just looked at the date. That's coming up soon.
Yeah, man. It's like 3 weeks.
That's coming up soon. Yeah. That's exciting, dude. I'm pumped for that.
Word is you were thinking about doing a down and back.
Oh, no.
Last night.
Oh, yeah. No, there was word, and then I woke up at like 4 and was like,
sorry, not noon.
Yeah. Well, it's the night shift, dude. I'm a blue-collar worker. Somebody's got to keep the lights on in this country, union made. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm pumped so I'm off this weekend, work next weekend, and then the weekend after that I'm off. So that's going to be fun. That's going to be a great time.
I got to talk to Delaney. I didn't want to ask Delaney for anything up until the Beanpot. I'm like leaving her alone. Yeah. The only thing I said to her last night is, I asked her for the clip, one of the plays. And then when she sent it back to me, I had like this like all caps filled expletive text back to her, and then I calmed down, and I was so excited. And then I go, "That's just me being super excited. Sorry." And she's like, "No, I get it." But the only thing I said to her last night was after I asked my question, I go, "Yeah, at the Garden, I feel kind of dumb asking those questions." She just started laughing. But yeah, I got to talk to her. We have some ideas, and we want to see what we can get away with at Matthews. I think me and Ked might be there for a while that day.
Brownie, if you asked about the Great Wall of Gwynedd, that would have been every headline in New England newspapers.
No way. They would. We wouldn't have been able. No, we wouldn't have been asked.
A Herald, the Globe, whoever. Jack Edwards probably be talking about it tonight.
Yeah, it's true. Missed opportunity.
It is.
TD Garden would have retweeted it.
I got a missed opportunity. I saw a couple of open rooms, and I could see a whole pile of gear in there, and I was like,
we did hear.
I was texting Ked. I'm like, I can see into these rooms.
Yeah.
With gear everywhere.
I go, Brownie, do it. And he's like, I can't do it, but remind me to tell you a story about the Patriots from back in the day.
Oh, all right. So years ago, when the Patriots built Gillette, I'm not a Pats fan, but when the Pats built Gillette, I was working for a company, I probably shouldn't say who, and we were there doing work. And I walked in, and we were in the locker rooms, laundry, and I see this pile of clothes. So I put my jacket down on top, and I just go, "Runk," and I walked out with like a dead body. And I went out to my truck, put it in, and everybody's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I just put my jacket and some sweatshirts in the car. I'm not that cold." And everybody's like, "Oh, all right." I get home, and dude, I hold up the sweatshirt. These aren't hockey players; they're football players. These things were so big, like the sleeves were like out to here on my arms. I was like, "What the f am I going to do with these things?" Well, I had a buddy who was a huge Pats fan, and he was also, I got to be careful, he was also a manager of a sporting goods store, and I traded him the Pats gear for me to go in after hours, and I had a little shopping cart spree. So it worked out in the long run.
Oh, man.
Hopefully there's no there's a statute of limitations.
Oh, way over, dude. Gillette's been there how many years? Way over.
My God.
And this is the last episode of the Morning Skate. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it.
Hey, that was in my misspent youth. I'm matured and grown up. I'm a father now. How
Proud
good
of you.
I'm
Proud of you.
Sowing driveways.
So yeah, that's so this was my big surprise when I was begging and pleading Carp to come on. I was like, "Come on, buddy, it'll be awesome. We're doing it live. We'll surprise Ked. We'll come on, talk Northeastern."
It was great.
Ked, I'm gonna send you a screenshot of what Brownie said when I said yes. It was like kind of embarrassing. It's funny.
Okay.
Brownie, you know exactly what you did, don't you?
I do.
Yeah, it was a little bit embarrassing. It was funny though.
Hey, shout out to me for figuring that out.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, I like
I'm trying to cheer you on, man.
The confetti was wonderful, but just the word made me laugh.
He texts you, "Hey Carp, I hope you get this email well."
When he sent it, I thought Riley sent it. That's so.
Do you want to talk about Merrimack physical contest coming up? They play rough.
Yeah, no, they're really good defensively, great goaltending, physical. So, it's always a battle there.
Yeah.
Especially in their rink too, because it's a smaller sheet than ours. But as long as we show up and do what we need to do, I think we'll be in good shape.
Oh, I got two for you. How is the ice surface, or three? How is the ice surface compared to size-wise Matthews at the Garden?
At the Garden?
Yeah.
Smaller.
Oh, is it smaller?
Yeah, so they're 200 by 85, I think, and I think it's 200 by 85, and we're 200 by like 92, 93.
Okay. Yeah. And what was what'd they say about the ice? What did the players say about the ice?
It seemed to work pretty good.
No, I know, but were they
like under my Cole Hans after the game? So I didn't know. I didn't notice it too much of a difference. I mean, they do a great job there. Like they did it the right way. They had both the Zambonis going.
Yep.
Brownie, you know how the ice was. You're doing snow angels on it once everybody left. Like, we know this.
I listen. I was so close. I walked out and I was like looking out by the Zambonis when you guys were up there celebrating. I'm like, could I just walk out here? I'm like, I feel like I could, but I probably could have.
The Tim Peel dude. You remember he went to the Mount at NY? Yeah.
What? Yeah, but he didn't get arrested. What's the how did it start? The ice cream in the trophy?
I don't know.
No,
I saw they did that again today.
Yeah, because I remember that's been a thing, and I didn't know if there was someone that started it. They take it to is that like the dining common or something? Is that where they go?
Yeah, one of the Stetsons I think they went to.
And they fill the Beanpot with soft serve ice cream and toppings, and they all eat out of it.
Yep.
Well, if you can't do beer, ice cream is definitely your number 2, right?
Or cereal, maybe.
Cereal.
Cream.
Yeah, cereal's good too. Yeah, I'm sure that probably is not the only thing that was in that within the last 24 hours.
Some M&Ms too, probably, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Did you give them an off day today? Were they off?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're off, and we got 6 a.m. tomorrow. So
I was gonna say, which explains the 6 a.m. tomorrow. Nice.
No, the only reason we had to do that was because basketball is a game. So we'll get in there before they put the floor down, and then.
Tell Carp what I did when we were talking. When I was talking to you about the skate.
Me?
When I was talking to you about the day skate.
Oh yeah, he's like, yeah, dude, they're gonna have a day skate, and I'm like, a what? And he's like, a day skate. I'm like, do you want to try that again? And he had no idea what I was talking about. I was like, a morning skate? And he goes, yeah, morning skate. I'm like, Brownie, that's literally the name of our fucking podcast. Dude. And he's like, oh, yep.
I told you I was just very excited to be there.
Oh,
walking around in the rafters up there.
Oh no!
I'm glad you guys won. I was petrified when they scored late, especially after the Skylar Irving is better than you. I was like, oh, that might have been a little bit too cocky, Ked. Then she just went back and just fucking smell you later. Keep the change. What a goal!
Yeah,
she's so fast, dude. Like she's so noticeably faster. It seemed than everybody out on the ice. It was awesome to watch.
Yeah, she's one of the most physically gifted kids in the NCAA, without a doubt.
What's nice this year is how the rest of her game is caught up to her speed, her hands, her awareness, her defensive responsibilities, face-offs. Because 2 years ago, when she burst on the scene as a freshman, it was just speed. And you were like, who is this kid shot out of a cannon? But she couldn't carry the puck. She'd lose it in the corner. You know what I mean? Now,
when she first got here, it was like you said, it was just go, go, go. But now she puts a really big emphasis on controlling the speed of the game, right? So she can go full speed. She can make plays, by slowing herself up a little bit and reading and reacting to what's going on around her. So that's one of the biggest things that we've been working on with her is to just let her use her God-given talents to her advantage and, create space for herself and then attack that space. And so she's come a long way as a player.
Can you imagine being that good that you can control the pace of the game and you're not just huffing and puffing trying to keep up? Like that's got to be pretty nice.
Can you imagine going that fast?
The backtracking was too much, dude.
Like I would need like a bicycle to go that fast. It would have to be downhill. Well,
I'm glad it all worked out. I'm glad the crowd was huge. I'm glad, obviously, that you guys won. I feel like it couldn't have been any better.
Storybook. Yeah.
Storybook ending.
Yeah.
For sure.
Fantastic. Shout out to everybody that that worked so hard to get people in there.
Yeah.
Promoting it. Everyone from former players to people at the university and people around and just
all the youth programs that came out too. It was incredible.
Fantastic.
And everybody who's been on the podcast too. How nice have they been? Like they've been all so cool, like talking about this and like very, very helpful. And you see them liking our stuff and sharing our stuff. It's pretty cool. TD Garden shares our stuff now. Whatever. Casual.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're telling me that I should have snuck out in the ice.
That would have went viral. Who is this guy? You would have had the Jack dude chasing after you.
Jason Kelsey.
Yeah, you should have Jason Kelsey. That would have been amazing. In the press box, can you imagine?
Brownie. So many missed opportunities, dude. If you did all this without your shirt on, it would have been. Oh my god!
I think I probably would have had a different. I think I probably would have had a different interaction with Dan Roach than I did. I had a very nice interaction. I don't know how it would have been with no shirt.
But do you think he remembers you right now? But I think if you had it, you think for sure you had an impact?
We had a long conversation. Yeah.
He didn't have your shirt on though.
He's a New England good guy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I told him. I told him he's an inspiration and how you can be successful and funny without being mean. And I told him it was like the resolution, like to, be nice and you don't have to be mean to be funny, and he embodies that. Shout out to him. Yeah. Hey, Carp, did you see these? So I went to the merch, right? I'm like, I'm gonna get something for Riley, and I'm like, I didn't see anything, but then I went up to the press area and I put my stuff down, and they had these little like cellophane wrap. I couldn't see what it was. Blue. I could see it said Beanpot. I'm like, oh, they gave us hats. Sweet. I'm just gonna give her a hat, right?
Yeah.
I didn't open this till I got home. Did you even know what this is?
Let me see. Oh,
They're,
no.
They're Beanpot socks.
That's sick.
They're great, but they're huge. She can't wear them, so I mean, I have to keep them. But luckily, as a 7-year-old, she forgets stuff, and I told her that the puck you and Abby gave me at the PWHL. I'm like, oh, look what I got you from the Beanpot. So
you're gonna be mad. So you got socks. We got Beanpot donuts.
Oh, I got offered those. I said no, thank you.
Oh, damn.
It's a prime rib guy now.
Hey, shout out! You know who offered me those? The premier power forward in women's hockey today, Katie Knoll. Saw her after the game, and she had a stack. She gave them. She was like, "Do you want one?" And I'm like, "No, I'm good. Thank you very much." So I don't like to overstay my welcomes in these things.
We got like Dunkin' Donuts. It's actually a sick winter hat.
I saw those. I saw those.
We got those. What else do we get? The girls, they all get like a gift card. Like I
could have done a gift card. I'm like, why are you giving it to press people? Give it to like. I gave mine to a woman that was getting coffee. I go, hey, do you want to get?
You need to stop giving away these things, dude.
Because I don't drink it, but I'm happy to listen. I'm a man of the people.
They get like Amazon gift cards.
Oh, I didn't get those. I would have kept that. I got a Dunkin's gift card.
Yeah.
I got some stuff in the cart. Yeah, I would have sent it on that.
Well, not I. That's the only card I have. How about you?
Not me. Not me.
My wife's watching. She said to say hi.
Oh, tell her. Maybe I'll see her Friday if she goes to the game.
Oh, she'll. No, she's going. She's going away. She's got a conference in Alabama this weekend.
Oh,
yeah.
Roll Tide.
What kind of a conference is in Alabama?
Baseball.
College football.
All right.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I don't know if you've seen some of the education reports out of Alabama. I don't know what these conferences are for. Oh. But yeah, thanks, buddy. I really appreciate you coming on. Congratulations.
No problem.
Yeah, plus carb made my day.
Couldn't be happier.
Kid, come on, Brownie. I'll let you.
A couple weeks.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
In a couple weeks, Brownie. I'll give you a call after our day skate tomorrow, and let you know how it goes.
I appreciate that. And I'll see you Friday, hopefully.
Sounds good.
All right, buddy.
Thank you, fellas. See ya.
See ya.
See you, buddy.
How was that, huh?
Unreal. Wasn't expecting it.
Once you told me we were going live, I reached out to him and I was like, "Hey, buddy," because he was still. I think because we had him on for $2.99 and he didn't come on for $300. Remember? And then I tried to get him last minute, and he was like, "I'm not following up Alistair Poppycock." And
you can't do.
No, you can't. So I thought would be nice to have him on, and especially, I mean, talking about an exclusive, we got the alternate head coach of the Beanpot record-setting TD Garden, 10,000 plus people winning on our podcast the very next night.
Add it to the list, dude.
Yep.
All right, let's get into some dump and change.
Yeah, fired up. What happened?
I don't know. I hit dump and change and didn't do it. Oh, you want to know why? Because that's a banner. The morning skate difference. Here we go. Yep, there we go.
Now there's a big banner there.
I kept it there. We have these. We're going to try them. See if it works.
All right. I like it. All right. So dump and change. So RIP Sports Illustrated. The parent company of the magazine failed to pay its quarterly licensing fees. Think someone lost their job over that one, and had to lay off their entire publishing arm of the company. The laid-off employees got the notification on Friday via email, and the union is now involved to save some jobs.
Just a different world we live in, dude. It's all.
They're still
growing up. Sports Illustrated was huge. Now it's not.
Yeah, they're still going to have their online presence, but I mean, Sports Illustrated was iconic. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So Love Stinks cat shit promo. There's a Rhode Island-based shelter called the Rhode Island Prevention for Cruelty to Animals is offering a promo running through Valentine's Day that for $5, they will write your ex's name or whoever you want in a litter box in the shelter and let the cats piss and shit all over that person's name.
For $5?
For $5, right? It's kind of a good idea.
I don't hate it.
That's right. Kelly Kapowski turns 50. A generational talent from Saved by the Bell. Tiffany Thiessen, I think is how you say it. She turns 50 years old this week. She's currently hosting a TV show called Deliciousness that is based basically on the show Ridiculousness, but about cooking.
I wonder how many first crushes she was to people.
Millions.
Yeah.
Millions. Absolutely millions. After Tyler Bass missed a field goal in the Buffalo-Kansas City game, he deactivated his social media accounts due to death threats because people are insane.
Mhm.
But the good people of Buffalo have banded together and have donated, well, at the time of this, it's probably more now. They had donated over $50,000 to a charity that he's a spokesperson for. It's called 10 Lives, which is a no-kill cat shelter. Donations have been made in the amount of $22 because Bass wears number 2.
Okay, so I had something I want to talk about because this was a negative but was turned positive. It'd be kind of cool if somebody created a hockey show that was just strictly positive things going on in the world of hockey because of how negative some of the things are going on right now. I understand some things need to change. Obviously, some things need to be not done. People need to be punished for inappropriate and just terrible actions. But I also think that we should also, take the magnifying glass out and look at some good things that are going on around the world.
Yeah, I think we do a good job trying to highlight both.
So
I
maybe,
feel like we do.
yeah, but we should do I don't know if it's a new segment, but where we literally highlight one thing a week that nobody else highlights. Yeah, but something that nobody else highlights specifically for the game of hockey, whether it's somebody donated a ton of money for this one thing or
those are hard to find because people who do that stuff don't do it for the PR, right? They do it to just be good people.
It is.
Hey, check your phone. Carp just sent you that what I did. Yeah, I'll let you look. But not only did it say yay, I did it with fireworks.
Oh my god, dude. Brownie, you're too much, man.
That's what I felt. I felt yay. So there's this yogurt company offering $10,000 for a digital detox inspired by Dry January. Siggy's yogurt, which I don't know. They're known for their Icelandic style yogurt, which I don't know what that is either. They're accepting applications looking for 10 people to go a month without their smartphones. If you're accepted, you will receive a lockbox for your phone, a flip phone with a prepaid SIM card, and 3 months supply of yogurt. The company is trying to promote a simpler lifestyle. Yeah,
cool. Good idea.
Yeah.
Good idea, though.
Yeah. I mean, they should offer you 20 because they offer you 10. You're only going to get 5 with taxes. But anyways, did you see this? Jim Carrey's Laugh Supper, they're calling it.
I heard about it. Yeah. Does it mean he's dying soon, dude?
No. I think he's retiring. The comedian and actor celebrated his 62nd birthday in style with legends from the comedy and acting worlds. Adam Sandler, Dave Spade, Craig Robinson, Howie Mandel, Carrie Ells, Jimmy Kimmel, and Bill Burr were amongst others. He also took advantage of the moment to announce his retirement from acting unless, quote, the angels bring some sort of a script that's written in gold ink that says to me that it's going to be really important for people to see. I might continue down the road, but I'm taking a break. What I thought was really kind of cool, this Carrie Ells was the lead in The Princess Bride. You know what I'm talking about?
I never saw that, dude.
Did you ever see Liar Liar?
Long time ago.
So Carrie Ells had a small part in Liar Liar. He played Jim Carrey's ex-wife's boyfriend. And they have been friends since then, that he was still there. Yeah, that's cool. I thought that was a cool thing. So, yeah, that's it for Dump and Change, man.
All right, man. I am taking a break from talking about the Rangers until they decide to start playing big boy hockey. So this is my boycott currently because Mika Zibanejad is a soy boy beta cuck. Chris Pryder's got to stop playing the piano. The only people that have any sort of pulse of what's going on, Will Cooley's been really, really good for us. He had a big goal against the Ducks. He continues to bury people every single shift. He's a lot of fun to watch. But they have played such piss poor hockey, dude. And I think their power play is 15th in the league since the new year, or maybe since Christmas. And it just shows that they're not a good team without the power play clicking. It's still second in the league. That's how good they were before. But it's not even like the biggest concern is it doesn't seem like there's any sort of urgency to sort this out. It seems like every game there's like anywhere between 5 to 10 grade A chances from other teams. And either they miss or Igor makes a save, Quick makes a save, whatever. And it's not really talked about. But if you look at teams like Boston, you look at teams probably like Winnipeg, I don't know how to chill out of their hockey, but you look at the top teams in the league, there might be 1 or 2 of those chances a game. They're not popping up all the time. And it seems like every period there's another stupid fucking thing the Rangers are doing. They're not defending well. Mika's just out for a rip. I can't tell you how many times he goes back to the D zone to get a full head of steam, get the puck, dump it in the corner, and not go get the puck, and the puck goes the other way. It's insane. The only thing that, Lafreniere, Panarin, and Trocheck have been great. Trocheck made the All-Star team because a couple people called out or whatever. So that was good to see. Fox is definitely scoring a little bit more. But other than that, dude, they have been absolutely piss poor to watch. It's been a long time where I like if the Rangers are on where I like normally I'm jacked up to watch the Rangers. Turn the game on, I'm pumped. Now I just don't give a shit. It's going to be the same thing. They're going to win either 5-4 or they're going to lose. Like it's they need to learn how to defend. And again, there seems to be no sense of urgency. It's a lot of, we had a lot of really good looks. It's a lot of Derek Stepan type shit. And I'm just kind of over it. So up until Mika Zibanejad gets in a fight, Chris Kreider gets in a fight, they show some jam, anything along those lines, I don't feel the need to update them because they're a piss poor hockey team. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm not worried about the playoffs. I think they'll make the playoffs. They need to right the ship. They never really play that well in January, whatever. To me, if you're going to win the Stanley Cup, that's not a fucking excuse. And I'm over it. So that's kind of what I have on the Rangers.
I saw a quick went back to the King to LA. They gave him a nice
Attaway, Paulie James, send Mika to the moon. Yep.
They gave him a nice you should get rid of the dump and change thing.
Damn, see, this is why we don't do that.
They gave Quick a nice reception back at the Kings. I saw that.
Yep.
That was nice.
And then we went out and didn't win that game for him.
Yeah,
like little things like that. You have to win that fucking game.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. The same thing.
So it's just it's a team full of a bunch of pretenders. In my mind, it's always been the same thing. You have Panarin, who's awesome. You have Fox, who's awesome. You have Shesterkin, who's awesome. You have a lot of really good parts that kind of take away from the glaring issue that our forwards are a bunch of pussies. And
I do like the defensive core. I really do. But
they need to play a little bit better. Like, I'm not even really worried about them. To me, it's on the forwards. The forwards aren't doing anything. Barclay Goodrow has, I think, 3 or 4 points this year. Capo Caco has like 5 or 6 points this year. Nick Bonino leads the team, or pretty much, I think he might lead the league in block shots, so that's good, but he's a fucking fossil. They're calling up Jake Leschyshyn. Like, they're not. Until Mika Zibanejad and Chris Kreider decide, hey, we're in the NHL, we need to play like NHLers. And it's one thing if you're not scoring, right? Like, that sucks. People go through their slumps or whatever you might call it. But the thing is if you're not scoring goals, at least make it hard for the other team to play, and they're not doing that. And that's what's driving me fucking crazy. So
I saw Trocheck got named to the All-Stars.
Yep. He's been, other than Panarin, I think, our MVP. So
the Bruins just lost to Carolina, but prior to that, they beat Colorado 5-2, Montreal 9-4, and then Winnipeg 4-1 on the homestand. They're 5-1-0 in their last 6. They've been dynamic. I mean, they curb stomped Montreal. It was a great way for Linus to get back after being injured. So he lost again tonight, unfortunately. Marchand notched his 11th straight 20 or more goal seasons, which is a team record, and now has 13 seasons of 20 or more goals, which is third all time behind Patrice Bergeron with 14 seasons and Johnny Busick with 16 seasons. David Pastrnak is now tied with Busick for second all time with 7 30-goal seasons behind Esposito and Middleton with 8. So Pasta is knocking on the door of unbelievable type numbers. And then lastly, Lucic appeared for a status hearing in court last week, and the charges will move forward with a jury trial set for February 16th on his domestic charge.
Saw that.
Fuck off, Luch. So.
Yeah, funny thing. I was in the car the other day just driving, and for some reason that popped into my head. I'm like, whatever ended up happening with that? And then like the next day, there was an update.
He had to wait. Yeah, I mean the courts take time,
all right.
Northeastern, so
yep, we'll do beer league. You have anything for beer league,
buddy? I played. Yeah, you still get me sometimes. I can't tell when you're setting it up. You know what was funny? Not to harp on meeting these families last night, but Tom Langlois, Mia's dad, super nice guy. We were talking, and I told him you and I have only met once in person.
Yeah,
and he was like, "Shut up!" And I'm like, "No," because he told me he goes, "I listened to your podcast." He goes, "Your back and forth banter." He goes, "I absolutely love it." He goes, "You guys, it's great." He goes, "It sounds like you guys have played hockey together." And I'm like, "We've met one time."
Isn't that crazy?
He's like, shut up. I'm like, no, I'm serious. I go, during COVID, they put out a post looking for writers. I responded. And then, then you and I started talking on the phone sometimes about hockey. And then, Hal wanted out and it all kind of came together. But yeah, so shout out to the Langlois and the Brazeses for listening and all the Husky families for supporting.
Love that.
So we talked, I think, last podcast where I was going to go. My team had a game Sunday night, and I was going to go and just skate warm-ups. I was going to bring like my helmet, I think I said I was going to bring my stick helmet and skates. That's it.
It always works that way.
Well, I was I reached out to the alternate captain, and I was like, hey man, is this team any good? And he's like, oh no. First I said something to my wife. I go, hey, what do you think if I go do this? She goes, I think I'll be all right. And she goes, what do you mean? And I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, you're fine. You can go play. I'm like, you think? And she goes, you had the stents put in. All the blockages are gone. All you have to worry about now is the muscle of your heart, right? Not being strong enough. And which I'll get to this. But so I'm like, so I can go play? She goes, well, make sure it's not like super chippy or like one of those teams. So I called the alternate captain and I reached out to him and I was like, hey man, I'm thinking about going to the game. What's this team like? He's like, they're horrible. He's like, we should romp them. And I'm like, all right. I go, don't tell the boys though, because I don't want them to count on me coming.
Yeah.
So in case I fall asleep or something. So I went in, saw the boys. Shout out Tony. He hadn't played in the longest time either, and he was back that night. And we had 5D. I like a couple of spots. I was like, you go instead of me, because I haven't been there. Like you take the power play, stuff like that. But yeah, felt good. I took pretty much a regular shift. Got the heart going. We were leaving the locker room and I said to one of the guys, I go, you know what the AED is, right? Just in case. But
Brownie, something I just thought of, and I don't know if I've ever thought of this. Are you in a league that a sub can just go play?
No.
Oh shit. All right, never mind.
No. I mean, if you want to come play, there's plenty of pickups we can go.
Okay.
So
trying to get a league game under my belt.
So it was great. I had a couple of nice rushes. We were out there. I was out there at the tail end of a power play, and the other team's trying to clear it. And the kid's like in the slot now at the point, and he just winds up for a clapper to clear it. And idiot, like hockey muscle memory, I just kind of jump in front of it. Caught me like right here below my sternum.
Yeah, direct shot to the heart.
I ate 3 pucks to the chest and body in the game, and 1 off the foot. I'm like, what is wrong with me? But yeah, no, it felt good. We ended up losing. I think we lost. Might have been like 4-2 or 4-3, but your boy was a +2, so
you had your guy.
I had my guy. But yeah, pretty good. I felt good. But I honestly, I know we're kidding around with Carp. Dude, I had so much anxiety last night. My heart feels worse today than it did after playing because of last night.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy. The anxiety. I'm going tomorrow to the follow-up appointment. I'm going to talk to them and be like, hey, is this something or is... And
I think feel like that's probably normal, dude.
Yeah, it's anxiety. Yeah. So, but yeah, I got to play, so that was fun. And hopefully I get a clean bill tomorrow at the docks and I can play next week. Or this week, I should say. Yeah. How about you?
I went to my buddy Jimmy Cottrell's house. He has an outdoor rink. He bought like these boards, I think on Amazon or eBay or something. They're like these blue boards. He has a sick rink. He has a little shed. Everybody gets like dressed in a warming shed. It's probably the size of like maybe, I don't know, probably half a sheet. Like it's pretty big, dude. It's a pretty big outdoor rink, and he has the lights all set up. He has a little mini Zamboni and shit. So it was nice getting out there playing around, and it was cool because I met a couple of people that had heard of the morning skate. I had my morning skate Carhartt hat on. They're like, "Oh, dude, yeah, we filed that. How do you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I kind of run it." And he's like, "What? No way!" And like, "Do you sell those?" He's like, "I'll buy that off you right now." So
dude, I was wearing mine around the garden last night.
Yeah, so yeah. I think, and actually I gave a hat to
it's all sweaty, so it's in the wash.
Oh yeah, I gave my buddy, another one of my buddies, one of the hats, and his little guy's playing in Corinth, which is where I grew up playing an outdoor rink, and people were going up to him and stuff, asking about it and shit. And people were like, "How'd you get a hat? And I don't have a hat." So I definitely think that's something that we need to look into in terms of like just providing people the merch, because we do have a cool logo, and people love to let other people.
And we have a top-notch graphics guy.
Yeah, he's pretty fucking good. So,
Yeah.
that was kind of my beer league. It was good. I've been working out a lot, but there's such a huge difference between working out and being in like hockey shape. It's insane. Just even playing outside, I was fucking gassed, dude. It was cold as shit, dude. It was probably like 10 degrees out, so it was a little frigid. The mustache got a little frozen, but it was a good time, dude. So
Nice.
shout out to him for having everybody over. Now we're going to get into our heroes and zeros. All right, heroes and zeros time, dude.
You want me to go or you want to go?
I'll go, dude. I want to give you a shout out, dude. I think that you're a good hero this week, dude, with all the shit that's kind of going on, the hard stuff between work and like, you know, the sickness going on everywhere and all this shit. You've kept it up. You keep doing the doc, dude. Now you're a media credentialed, dude. I know that you're eating steak now, but it's really, really cool. It was cool to say that the Morning Skate was a part of something that big.
We were there for history, man.
Yeah, so that was really, really cool. So shout out to you. I think you're a very well-deserved hero of the week, putting all that shit together and like networking and just it's cool, dude. You have a pulse on the team. The team likes you. The team respects you. I don't know why, but it is pretty fucking awesome to see you guys do that stuff. So shout out to you. Shout out to Carp for coming on too, and shout out to the Huskies, dude. Beanpot champs. Suck it, BU. So,
Yeah, the only teams better than beating BU is beating Harvard and BC. So
yeah, right.
So yeah, I was gonna say my heroes are the Huskies for sure. I mean, that was fantastic. The people we had on the podcast from Women X that worked so hard, Kelly and Linda and all the alumni that worked so hard with Mary to get everything on board, try to fill the garden, and man, they came pretty close, you know. Yep. And I just think it's going to grow and grow. And I think the biggest hero, like Carp said, the biggest hero out of the whole experience was women's hockey. So it's
100%. I think the PWHL has done a great job so far.
Oh,
and
for sure.
I think that they helped that event, but I also think that event helped PWHL. So it's kind of cool that it went both ways there.
And hopefully in future years, it can be like they can get some back and forth and PWHL players can be there from the teams. You know, you can do, you know, captain, stuff like that. Who knows? But then my other
was Alina not there?
No, they were. I think they were playing.
Okay.
My other hero is this wide receiver, Detroit wide receiver, Amon-Ra St. Brown. You know who he is?
So he's the guy that got drafted, and he knows every wide receiver that was drafted before him.
And every team
loves
that shit him over, and he can rattle it off.
Guess who has 0% of that in them? Is Mika Zibanejad.
Well, anyways, he dyed his hair blue for the playoffs, and he's trying to get his team to do it. They wouldn't do it. He did it. And I guess there's this lifelong fan in hospice. Guy is in hospice care.
I saw this,
and he dyed his hair the same to support St. Brown. St. Brown saw the post on social media, reached out with a signed jersey and a handwritten note. Again, don't have to do it. Yep. Just a nice thing. Oh, and I have a zero. My zeros are these press people that take it for granted.
Let's stir the pot. Love it.
No,
let's get names. Get us names.
I'm not saying names, but and plus I don't know them. But like, it's such a gift to be there for this stuff and to be there and to, you know, most everybody was very nice, right? And I asked questions, they, you know, answer the questions. They were nice. There was a lot of young people that are trying to break into journalism and stuff. And I'm like, don't ask me. I don't know what's going on, but like it's not arrogance. It's like too cool for school. Like, pick up your shit. Right?
Yeah, you don't remember when you first started doing shit? Like, were you always this much of an insufferable douchebag?
Yeah, say thank you to the guy who's cutting your fucking free prime rib. You know what I mean? And ask like, buddy, I got up from the table and I'm like, and I'm looking around and the guy's like, oh, you can leave it. I'm like, no, I can. The guy cutting the stuff and serving, he goes, you can on the table. I go, I can carry this. Yeah. So I bring it over, and the woman's like, "Oh no, just give it to me." I'm like, "Just tell me where to put it."
Yeah,
I'm not at a restaurant. You're providing me a free hockey ticket, great seats, Wi-Fi, and free food, and a pair of socks. And what the fuck? Yeah. I'm like,
you're not the fucking president of the United States, dude.
Even still, the president can clear his own fucking shit.
You know what I mean? Like, you're not a king. You're not a queen. Like, you're like, oh man,
It's
It's
entitlement.
probably good that I wasn't there because I tend to get a little zesty when I see shit like that,
Ah.
and I probably would have been like yeah, you know when you hold the door for somebody and they don't say thank you and like most of the time people are like, oh, that was kind of rude. Like I'll be like, you're welcome. Like I'll say
No, I
it
know we
super
talked
fucking
about
loud.
that, and we talked about that, and I'm not doing that anymore.
You're trying to not do that. Well, I would have done it for you.
No, I know, because you don't know what that person's going through. But these people,
Fuck
no
that.
matter, no. But what I'm saying is, these people that wrap the game, covering the game, you're not going through something right then. You're at the game.
Yeah.
So you can be aware of the people around you, be courteous, be thankful. Like me and the elevator guy had like a 10-minute conversation because he didn't get his brace. He had to work 2 games. And I'm like, you want me to go get somebody for you? He's like, no, I appreciate it. But it's like, how much? It doesn't take anything from me.
Oh, dude, I had a door moment today walking into Stewart's. Some guy walked out big. He was a bigger dude, Harley Davidson sweatshirt. And like I was eyeing him up and I'm like, this guy's definitely going to say thanks. Like he just seemed like, you know what I mean? Kind of like a blue collar, like hard worker. Looked at me, just walked right by. And I go, oh, no worries, dude. No worries. And he like turned around and I'm like, and then just kept walking. Like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? How hard is it to say thank you?
Crazy. I just don't, I'm yeah. Hopefully like clearing those plates or talking to those people or listening to the guy in the elevator, listening to the stories or talking to the other guy. Maybe it made the day a little better, but it's just like, I mean, it takes no effort at all.
No, I agree.
So that's it. Yeah.
The only zero I have is how long it took me to start watching these Marvel movies, dude. I don't know why it took me that long, but
how are you watching them?
It's funny you asked that because my buddy Safi at work asked the same way. I've been watching them
chronological.
Yes, but Safi told me to watch it by release date.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I meant. Chronological.
No, they're different though.
No, I know, but you should watch it release date because then it all clicks together.
That's what he told me, but I think
you have to watch the post-credit scenes.
Yes, that's what I've also been told. But they've been great. They've been great. I used to not like Captain America. I'm in on Captain America now.
He's a great character.
Chris Evans does a great job.
He does a great job.
I don't like Chris Evans, but I do like red, white, and blue. So, we are going to get into our last segment of 3 stars.
Dude, I can't believe this. We've been live. It's an hour and 41. And Carp, when I was trying to line up the timing, I'm like, well, we're going to start like 9:15. So it should probably be like 9:50.
Oops.
That's why I'm like, all right, buddy, I'm gonna adjust this.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, I have to pull up my notepad. So Beanpot, really, really cool tournament. What are some other type of tournaments like this?
For those that don't know, the Beanpot is an annual tournament. It's the men's is the first 2 Mondays of February, I think, and the women are 2 Tuesdays in January. It's BC, Boston College, Boston University, Harvard, and Northeastern. It's random drawing. The winner of the first 2 games plays the winner. The losers play the losers the following week. And for the price of 1 admission ticket, you get 2 full hockey games. So
there you go.
That's it.
So what are other tournaments like this that we would like to see, essentially?
And we would like basically make up our own Beanpot for other kind of stuff.
Yes. So I have an honorable mention.
Go ahead.
Do you remember back in the day, and they still might do this, how the MLB had like a celebrity softball game?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I would like to kind of
Jock and Jams or something.
Yeah, I would kind of like to do that, but instead of like celebrities or whatever, and this is hockey media. So like
and
Biz,
to go out there and play.
Biz, Hank, Anson Carter, Messier, Subban, Jeff O'Neill, Drager, Bob McKenzie. Like it would
Larry
be
Brooks, Kevin Paul DuPont.
Wouldn't it be kind of cool if they had like a big? Well, I feel like it has to be somebody who's played hockey before, has been involved where they can kind of keep up or whatever. That'd be a lot.
No, I think it'd be great if it was people that just write about it and rip players.
Oh, that would be cool too. Just something along those lines, because I think you definitely could do something like that. You could have a Team Biz and like Team Biz versus Team Butch Goring or something like that.
Right now,
or like then they kind of do a draft. I think that'd be a lot of fun. It's not like you'd run out of players. Like Hank is there. You could find another goalie. I'm sure another goal. Marty Baron's into the media, so you could do that. Yeah. That's my
good. All right, so I'll go. My 3rd star is, I think I did it all. Like I wrote them all. See it across the top? Jesus. You can group the entire NHL into groups of 4 based on geography.
Okay.
And it's 8 groups of 4. And if you group them all by geography once a year on a weekend to have all 4 play 2 games on like Friday, Sunday would be sick.
That would be. Who's in Boston's?
Here, I'll just read them to you. So Rangers, Islanders, Devils, Philly.
Okay.
Bruins, Canadians, Ottawa, Buffalo.
Okay.
Toronto, Detroit, Pittsburgh, Columbus.
Okay.
Carolina, Nashville, Tampa, Florida.
Okay.
St. Louis, Chicago, Dallas, Minnie.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Winnipeg, Calgary, Edmonton, Vancouver.
That would be sick. Oh, Toronto and Montreal get so butthurt about that.
I know. Seattle, San Jose, Los Angeles, and Vegas.
Yeah.
And then this one's a little bit of travel. And these are all the wayward lost souls. Anaheim, Arizona, Colorado, and Dallas.
You already named Dallas.
No.
Yep, you had Dallas with Minnesota, Chicago.
Oh, who did I miss? You're right. Who did I miss?
Oh.
I missed somebody. Well, whoever I missed, they're in that last one.
Okay. Fair enough, dude. I like that
Yeah.
idea. That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be neat. That was something to look forward to.
I think that they should always do this. I don't know why they don't. I think that every New Year's, the Winter Classic should be the last 2 teams that played in the Stanley Cup. And if an original 16 plays in the Stanley Cup, it kind of fucks it up. But all original 6 teams should play each other in an outdoor game around New Year's. Like, I think that'd be sick. And just kind of switch on and off. I think that would be incredible. Good move. Good move for hockey.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna change my order now because my number 1 star is similar to you. I'm gonna make it my number 2 right now since you did that. I would say.
Oh, Disco just messaged me. Brownie forgot Washington. LOL. Did it on purpose.
Sorry, Disco. Where would I put? Fuck Washington. They can stay out there.
Put them with Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they would be with Pittsburgh. Oh, I have to redo this whole thing. That may a couple next week. All right, so I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna put mine 2 to go with yours. What I said was the top 4 conference teams from the previous year, the 2 teams from the Eastern Final and the 2 teams from the Western Final, do an outdoor tourney over the weekend for the Winter Classic.
That'd be cool.
That'd be neat, right? I'd
I
watch
hate
that.
it. They need to do more than just naming 2 random things. And be
Yeah,
like,
they should. You should get a reward almost for the being in the Final 4.
Yeah, and I think the outdoor game's always on New Year's, but the fact that I have to think and not know that's a huge problem.
Well, there's so many.
Hockey's Day. Yeah, but that should be Hockey's Day.
There's some coming in February.
Or make sure like every team plays that day, and you have one Winter Classic at night. Make sure it's like, dude.
Well, they had a Canada Day last week. Did you see that? Every Canadian team played.
No, see, I didn't even know that because the NHL marketing is fucking stupid. My second star, you take the top 16 teams and you kind of put them together in a little bubble. And you take the bottom 16 teams and you put them in the middle of a bubble and you put it as a mid-year tournament. I think that would be a really, really cool way to see where your team levels up with other teams as you're kind of getting into the playoffs or like trade deadline.
For that tournament, you make the points 3-2-1.
Yeah, or something like that. Like that could
change
be
it up
cool.
A little bit. So
because whenever the Rangers play like a team that I think is going to be in the playoffs, I always get a little bit more pumped up. Like I'm always kind of more invested in those games rather than like when the Rangers play the Sharks at 10:30 at night. Like if the Rangers are playing Boston, I'm engaged. If the Rangers are playing Florida, I'm engaged. Like I think that'd be kind of cool. And halfway during the year, it would give the GMs and everybody like a chance to see, okay, this is where my team lines up. Maybe I need to pick up this. Yeah.
And if you did the 3-2-1 points, it makes everybody really bought into that and really focus on it too. Nice one. All right, so my number 1, which was my number 2 before, is some bare knuckle boxing tournaments. And the 2 I thought of was one is all the Chris's, all the Hollywood Chris's. Chris Evans, Chris Pratt, Chris Pine, and Chris Hemsworth. They just it's like a best on best.
I don't know if I know who Chris Pine is.
Chris Pine is the Star Trek guy. He's in Star Trek, the new Star Trek.
I have no idea who that is.
He's you ever see that movie Hell or High Water?
Oh, he's like a villain in something, isn't he?
Oh, maybe. He's got a giant head, so he'd probably be favorite. And then
be a favorite because he has a giant. All right.
Yeah, it probably hurts. And then my other one was Boston actors. You could have Affleck, Damon, Wahlberg, and Krasinski all go bare knuckle.
Did you see? I I don't know if you saw this or not. You know, Bussin' with the Boys, Taylor Lewan and Will something. I forget his last name. So they went on Chiclets, and this is actually probably the only reason I saw that because I saw like a video of it. And they talked about how they went to a UFC fight, and Mark Wahlberg was there, and they were talking about the city of Detroit or some shit. And they said that Wahlberg like kind of told this long drawn out story about how he was in Detroit one time to film the Transformers movie. And Will goes, "Oh, dude, I didn't even know you were in Transformers." And I guess everybody just like stopped talking. Like everybody laughed, and he was like, "Yeah, good one." And I figured that you would have thought that was funny. I didn't know he was in Transformers either.
Oh, he probably said if Transformers were real, I would have fucking saved them.
Probably.
Douche.
I don't know. And then my number one star. This is so easy. I don't know why they do this. Everybody argues about this draft lottery every year about how like sometimes it's rigged, whatever it is. You take your bottom 16 teams and you make a tournament, and whoever wins that tournament gets the number one pick.
Beauty. That's awesome.
Like, and then that way, like the games that don't matter, they fucking matter, dude. And there isn't that much parity between the bottom team and the fucking 16th overall. Like any team can win that.
So that makes it so that
more hockey to watch, more money.
Every NHL fan base gets something to root for. So years ago,
got to be careful at the deadline who you're giving away at the deadline.
Yeah. So years ago in our fantasy league, we had an issue football that guys who didn't make the playoffs, right, would start trading their guys. Then the commissioner would have to veto it, be like, come on, they'd be like, oh, I'll give you my top 3 guys and you give me $100 back if you win, whatever. Yeah. So the way we did it to keep everybody engaged, we have a 12-team league, 6 make the playoffs and 6 don't. But the 6 that don't make the playoff are in a loser's bracket, and they are playing for picks 1 through 6 next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great. Great idea. Yeah.
It'd be sick, dude. Because especially if you're on a fucking dog shit team, no offense, but if you're a Senators fan or a Coyotes fan historically, once you kind of get to the playoffs, what is there really to watch?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even when remember when the Rangers sucked not that long ago? It was kind of hard watching the end of the year games. When Panarin got tossed on the ground by Wilson, it's I have to watch 4 more of these fucking things where nobody's going to fight.
Yeah.
But if you do it this way, it takes away the whole. And the only issue I would have is the team number 17 and team number 32. I would think that the parity isn't that crazy, but maybe it would be. Maybe a team like the Sharks or the team like the Blackhawks right now need another player. And that's how come you normally do it like that. But maybe, I don't know.
The only hiccup I could see is that guys that whose contracts are expiring, although you could argue that's a showcase for them.
That's what I'm saying. And you have to be careful with who you're going to deal at the deadline. If you're the Senators, are you really going to trade Tarasenko to a good team?
Or do you
when you can battle for that first overall pick?
But the player might not be invested. That's the only downside.
True.
That's the only downside. But you can make that argument in the last 10 games of any year.
Yeah.
So I like that one. That's a good one. And the downside of my Boston one is that Wahlberg, with all that training he did for the fighter, he'd probably work the other 3 and win it every year.
I bet Wahlberg would win.
Yeah. Well, he's he knows how to box now. So I'm sure he kicked my ass for all my shit I've been talking about him for years.
Maybe.
I'd get a couple of licks in though. Don't you worry. I'd take his brother.
Well,
that's it, man. That was a long one, man. We're pushing 2 hours here. Thank you to the 5 people that have hung in with us.
Yeah, dude. And for the people watching on Facebook or wherever they might be watching, thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah.
That was this podcast, a pretty good one. We had a lot to talk about, some ups and downs. We had a cool little special guest, Coach Carp. Thank you for popping on, Brownie. Anything else for the people at home?
No, just be nice, right? Take care of each other. Take the little extra. Support women's sports, hockey specifically, and the Northeastern Huskies, especially, followed up by the PWHL Boston team. And if you happen to run into Jerome McGinley in your travels, tell him I said hi and ask him to come on the podcast.
I love that. And if you guys are around the Boston area in a couple of weekends, I will be there. Yeah. Ronnie will be there. So
February 10th, right? February 10th, the Huskies take on Maine. And as it stands right now, Ked and Brownie in the building live podcast. And possibly we've been trying to needle Hal to get him to come down. I don't know if it'll happen, but it'll be sick.
Can't even get the kid to pick up the phone. So that one could go either way, but we will see.
Because everybody, Ked's going to be in the mascot.
We'll see. But thank you guys for tuning in. We will talk to you soon.